Denham Springs High School football is on the air. Denham Springs High School football broadcast, a John Fine production, on Family Radio 91.9 FM, Baton Rouge, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. With Yellow Jackets color commentator Mitch Covington and producer Darren Ferrante, DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux, and station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Here now is your Yellow Jackets play-by-play announcer, Josh Ward.
Good evening and welcome to a very hot and very sunny Tornado Alley on the campus of Hammond High School. I'm Josh Ward. Great to have you along with us for the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. As always, brought to you by Sporting Center, proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977. At Sporting Center, they have everything you need from athletic equipment to school uniforms. So go see Stacy Phipps, James, Adam McCants, and their terrific staff over at Sporting Center. That is 205 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. If I look a little awkward right now, folks, I am... Oh, sorry about that. Got that all over my face. There you go. Besides that being awkward, if I look a little awkward right now, I am holding an umbrella. Yes, it is 117 degrees out here, and yes, we are sitting in the bleachers. But yes, we are here to bring you tonight's season opener for the 2025 Yellow Jacket season. It is on the road again from Hammond High School. And once the once the sun goes down a little bit and we get a little situated here, we'll get more into a rhythm. Right now, it's a little chaotic for us. But your whole crew will be here with you tonight. Yours truly, Darren Ferrante, next to me right now on the ones and twos, our on-site producer. We got John Fine down with the legend, Butch Wax, who will join us in just a bit, and Mitch Covington and Chris Ledoux will be in tow as well. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will look at last week's win over Jamboree, last week's Jamboree win over Walker 20-6, and then we'll take a look at this series with Hammond, which dates back to 1948. So stay with us. We're back after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, Yellow Jackets and the Hammond Tornadoes from Tornado Alley here on the campus of Hammond High School. 2025 season opener for these two teams. They did open the season last year with each other as well, so this is the return visit for the Yellow Jackets. So as we take a look at this one, we do want to look at last week, which was the Jamboree. It was at Yellow Jacket Stadium. It was a 20-6 win for the Yellow Jackets as they would win that one. And the two 12-minute halves played there at Yellow Jacket Stadium. For the Yellow Jackets, defensively, they shut out Walker. Offensively, the only points given up was that 99-yard touchdown return by Brashad London for the Wildcats. Defense holds them in check the rest of the night. Outstanding play by the defensive line and the linebackers, as we talked about in the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show last week. Defensive backfield wasn't challenged very much last week, but Coach Beard says he still feels pretty good about how that group is coming along. So offensively, Yellow Jackets looked really sharp in that one. Lots of people involved in this offense. Brenton Paul and Hayden Ray, to name a couple, looked good both at carrying the ball and running it, and we expect to see more of that. Talking with Coach Ryan Fournier earlier this morning, they've got some new wrinkles they're going to show out here tonight against Hammond, and says he is very excited to see what this offense could do against Hammond High School. 42 games, so now as we will look, I'm all out of sorts here, just trying to get our bearings straight here. It is going to be, as we look at the series between these two teams now, 42 games have been played between Hammond and Denham Springs. And it's a tight series. Denham Springs does hold the advantage with 20 wins to 19 losses. They have played 3 times to a tie. Hammond has outscored the Yellow Jackets in the series as they have scored 673 points to Denham's 649. Last year from Yellow Jacket Stadium on a rain-soaked night, it was Denham Springs able to hold Hammond off as they stopped Denham Springs on 4th and goal from the Denham Springs 9-yard line to secure a 19-14 victory and start the Yellow Jackets off 1-0 on that season. The last time the Hammond Tornadoes have won in this series was back in 1980, oddly enough, on September 5th, which is 45 years to the day today, and the head coach of the Yellow Jackets that day was the legend, Coach Butch Wax, who happens to be our guest coming up next. So we are looking forward to having that. Coach Wax has made the trip from Denham Springs, is in the house here at Hammond High School, and he will be joined by he'll be joined by John Fine coming up here momentarily. I do want to remind you that we always come to you on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. As always, we ask that you give it a like and subscribe there at DS Jacket Vision. There's a little subscribe button down in the corner of your screen. You should be able to just hit it there, or there is a subscribe wording underneath the screen that you see there. If you are watching on DS Jacket Vision, all you got to do is give that a hit and a like and a subscribe, and you will be good to go. We'll keep you up to date on all things that we do here involved at DS Jacket Vision and these Denham Springs Yellow Jackets broadcasts. Okay, as mentioned, coming up, it will be John Fine, and he will be with the legend, the Hall of Famer, the man himself, Coach Harold Butch Wax will be coming up. It is after this timeout on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. Athlete at Denham Springs High School, a member
it's
of
Max
the
Sellers from Ralph Seller Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Seller Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Seller Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is ServPro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at ServPro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. ServPro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so ServPro is faster to any disaster. ServPro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, milestone title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses. Sporting Center Yellow Jackets Warm continues. Denham Springs at Hammond, the season opener. I'm John Fine, producer of Denham Springs High School broadcast, and with us right now, a great friend of our broadcast, an incredible friend of Denham Springs High School. He is the one-time player, the one-time coach, the one-time athletic director, the one-time principal of Denham Springs High School, a member of the DS High School Athletic Hall of Fame. He is Butch Wax. Coach, always a privilege to have you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And I guess being one time, I couldn't hold a job, so I had to keep moving. So.
Well, out of all those capacities, player, coach, athletic director, principal, which was your favorite, if you're looking back at your time at Denham Springs High School?
Which one did I enjoy the most?
The most, yeah, if you look back at it.
Certainly playing was probably the most enjoyable or most fun, but over the long haul, the coaching was certainly the highlight of what I enjoyed doing, because it was something that was gratifying beyond the field itself, and it was just a great opportunity to see a lot of young people develop and grow in couple of different ways. So, but I enjoyed being a football coach.
Now, as part of the extensive research that we did for this interview, I spoke with Denham Springs High School Athletic Hall of Famer, Mr. Jim Spring. He was your center for a couple of years, huh?
Well, he was a little younger than me, a couple of years younger than me in school. I still don't understand that. We're almost the same age, and I'm not saying Jim had to repeat or anything like that, because he went to Tulane, and then that questions you again, I guess. But still, he did snap some. Yeah, he absolutely did. But it was a great opportunity just knowing Jim Spring. He was a tremendous guy and just certainly a great friend, and I enjoy listening to him, and more importantly, I enjoy reading some of his articles and comments that he makes.
Well, Jim told me, my informed source, that you were Mr. Denham Springs High School, and you were the most handsome boy at Denham Springs High School your senior year, Coach.
Well, they didn't set that bar very high in that respect, and at the same time, I think the other guy, the other male that was in school at that time, he was absent that day. I think I remember correctly.
Being so modest. Coach, I was going to ask you, what happened after all that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You remain a very, very handsome person, no doubt about that. All right, Coach, let's turn a little bit to your coaching career. What would be the highlight if you look back on your coaching career at Denham Springs High School?
I think the highlight really is being just able to work with young people. I think we had a tremendous coaching staff, and we were like a family, and we tried to create that same type of atmosphere for the team itself. And I think that today, you can look back and still recall a lot of the things that we did that probably wouldn't be doing today, but at the same time, we enjoyed them and had a great time with it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience to be a coach and be able to try to enjoy that time of life for the young kids that's going through it.
Amplify on that. What would be some of the things that you did back then that you might not be able to do in 2025?
Well, every Monday, if we went on Friday, every Monday there was this popsicle truck that came by, and we would stop the popsicle truck, stop practice, and every kid would get a popsicle. And buddy, when they would hear that little tune sounding up in the subdivision there, they would always get fired up about it. But it was just kind of a fun thing, and we would do a break anyway, usually at those times. But they enjoyed it, and we had to take turns as coaches for paying for it, and they always ragged everybody for not paying or who paid and that sort of thing. It was a fun time.
Now, if Denham lost, you'd serve them liver?
Well, we had things to get done and correct, but the popsicle truck didn't stop on a Monday after the loss at the practice field. So it was a gloomy atmosphere at that time, but no, it was a fun time, and we enjoyed it. The kids, I think, really enjoyed it as well, just having something to go with. But
tell us about being an athletic director, being involved with all the programs while still being a football coach. And we see the success that Brett Beard has in performing in those dual capacities. What's it like for Coach Beard having to do both of those things?
I'll tell you, a real athletic director has his plate more than full. And because there are now, today, so many different sports, both girls and boys have a tremendous number of sports, and I'm not even sure the number now that Denham Springs has, but I think maybe every sport that you could have just about, except maybe we don't have a true wrestling team, I don't think, at this time, but other than that, we have a lot of sports at Denham High, and just the checking eligibilities and just all the paperwork that has to be done, and then at the same time making sure that you got people covered, coaches, and that type of thing to cover every area that you need. And now it's really a real task to keep up with everything and the schedule, and there's so many different things that are involved. And you're very fortunate if you got coaches in those sports that know what they're doing and take as much pride in being able to do things the right way. And so I think Coach Beard, his plate's full, no doubt about that.
Was it a natural progression for you to become principal at Denham Springs High School, or did you have to think about it for a while, or tell us how that happened?
Well, actually, Mr. Wax, my brother, went to the school central office at school board to work, and that was an opening. I was contacted about whether or not that would be something I'd be interested in, and I had been thinking, I was getting a little older, but at the same time, I enjoyed every bit of coaching. But sometimes, you do things maybe financially that you wouldn't want to do normally, but I knew my time was coming to a close, and I would have loved to have been able to stay. In my mind, I could do it, but physically, it takes a toll. You don't just put in 8 to 3, that's for sure. And every day, and especially if you're the athletic director and have to be at so many different events.
So I think I lost the sequence. You went from AD to the school board and then as principal of Denham Springs?
No, that was my brother who went to the school.
Oh, I see. Right,
yeah,
okay.
Lloyd was his name, and I taught him most everything he knows, too. He's a great guy and was a great principal. I hated to lose him as a principal because, if you don't have backing from that in athletics, you just pack your bag and go somewhere else where you can get it, because he is an important part of any athletic program, and so it was good to have him in the principalship.
Putting you into a time machine, let's say you are coaching in 2025. what would be the biggest adjustment you'd have to make in order to be successful as a football coach this year as opposed to back when you were coaching?
Well, certainly, the biggest thing is to have your culture and your process that you instill in those kids, and they understand what you're doing to try to help them become the best they can be. But I think there's a lot of things that you have to contend with, and the team aspect is lacking in so many different sports today. It's all about me as opposed to what about the team? How can I help the team? And now today it's more of an individual thing. It's a play me or trade me kind of deal, and that's something I think that you'd have to get addressed early. Not that every kid wants to play and you want every kid to play, but it's some point you have to be the man that makes the call as to who you feel is the better for that particular game or that particular situation. And that's the thing that I think kids have to understand. Everybody's not going to college. Then play. But you give it your best, and you're part of a team. And I think that we've lost a little bit of that. I'm not saying at Denham Springs, but I'm just saying the whole thing with the NIL and all the different things that's going on in college sports. It's a difficult thing to try to tell kids is to play for the team rather than themselves.
And that's my next question, Coach. Many have said that college football or college sports are now like professional sports with NIL a few years back, and now players being directly compensated by their schools. Is the next step going to be high school sports becoming more like college and even pro sports? We have seen some examples of NIL payments being made to high school players.
I think it's going that way. I think that certainly the NIL business is already. I mean, this kid up at Michigan or wherever that signed like a $8 million deal, never played a down of college football.
Blair Underwood, who had committed.
And yet, he's getting that kind of a paycheck. Well, what's he going to give to his team in high school? Is he going to give it everything he's got? Is he going to worry about getting hurt before he gets his $8 million? Or I'm not criticizing for getting $8 million. Don't get me wrong there, but I think it's not healthy for the sports themselves. Whenever the values that we try to teach and learn through sports is totally opposite from what's going on in the sports world today.
You had as one of your players, one of your students, our color commentator, Mitch Covington. A very articulate guy, by the way, so congratulations to the job that you and his teachers did at Denham Springs High School. What are some of your memories of Mitch as a player and as a coach?
Mitch really, and this is a compliment, reminds me a lot of Drew Nettles in that he is a guy that can recall a lot of different things. He can go to a football game and scout, and he can tell you the little guy that got in and took the other guy's place that you didn't even know was on the team. Or he can tell you the scores of games that were played or plays that were called in a game way back whenever he was playing them before. And so he has a fantastic recall and a fantastic of seeing something on the field and be able to relay it back to you as a head coach or as a scout or whatever, or just a commentary as he is here on the radio show.
And the thing I like about Mitch and Drew, and this cannot be said of too many former Denham Springs athletes, they're not that much taller than I am. So you got to give the hats off to them for that. Coach, always a privilege talking to you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you do for Denham Springs High School. Keep up the great work.
Well, I certainly appreciate all that bull you say, but Denham Springs is a great school and a great opportunity for a kid to go through there and participate.
All that bull, you wrote it out for me, Coach. What's up with that? I'm just kidding. He is Butch Wax. I'm John Fine. It will be Josh Ward along with Jackets coach Brett Beard when we return after this pause on Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up on Yellow Jackets football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Hebert, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. It is a season opener on the road for the Yellow Jackets to take on the Hammond High Tornadoes. I'm Josh Ward, and it is now time for our weekly chat with head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard. Coach, last week, 20-6 over the rival Walker Wildcats from Yellow Jacket Stadium. Before we get into that, whoever was handling the game management that day, schedule-wise, hats off to them. That was the quickest, most efficiently run jamboree I have ever been a part of, and I've been around quite a few of them.
Yeah, look, everything was perfect, man. It flowed from the ninth grade game on, and it couldn't ask for a better night. Had great weather and a big time atmosphere to go ahead and gear up and get ready for the season in. So really an exciting night.
Absolutely. Offensively, you look pretty good there. I want to start on that first drive where it looked like we're about to have our first Goldman-to-Goldman touchdown of the night. You call a timeout right before that play gets off, and I saw there was a little bit of frustration there. Was it bad linement? What happened there that caused that timeout before that play?
Yeah, we were just being lazy, getting lined up. We were going in and going out. We were shifting in and out real slowly, and the clock ticked to 1, and I didn't want to take the penalty at that point. And we were just dragging. And so I called timeout right there and kind of got into it. Like, you got to get lined up. You got to give us a chance to go. And really, we were just making that correction and teaching them that, we do have a clock and we can't just kind of, jog back and forth. We've got to get set. We got to move to where we got to move so we can play.
What it did allow, though, it allowed for your kicker, Jonathan Bravo, to come in and get some of those. It's really hard to duplicate that in practice when you're going against your own team. So as much as you wanted to punch the touchdown in there, getting Jonathan Bravo in that live action had to be a positive as well, despite the fact not getting the touchdown.
Yeah, no doubt you want to see us finish drives and go ahead and just kick that PAT in with the live action. But being that we didn't, we had an opportunity to get him some chances to kick, and I thought he did a phenomenal job kicking field goals and PATs Friday night. So really proud with that. I mean, if you pay attention to anything that we do, a lot of stuff that we do in a jamboree is to put us in position to get some live reps and some live looks at guys that we know need that situation and need the live reps. And I thought that night worked out perfectly for us, seeing exactly what we need to see and getting Johnny some work, and seeing our special teams kind of struggle again, which we've got corrected. Really, it just played out perfectly for us.
And talking about Jonathan Bravo, who does continue to be pretty solid in the kicking game for you, what would you say is a comfortable distance for him right now, and for you to feel field goals are going to be pretty safe for him to kick?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we're around that 20-yard mark, I feel comfortable there. There's a lot of little pieces that have to go into play for a kicker to make a field goal, and those guys, they're so funny about the snap to the hold, and there's so many little intricate parts of that play where I just feel comfortable. If we get around the 20, we can make a field goal from there. He can make them from farther out, but again, there's a comfort level that we've seen that we're not up to speed yet. We're not on the same page yet. So, ideally, if we need him to make a 40-yard field goal, I don't know if he can do that yet, but he can make a 35-yard field goal. So, but comfortably, you put me on the 20, 25, we're going to be fine right there.
I want to switch gears to the offensive line real quick. We've kind of felt at the end of this one that they had a pretty good grade on the night, and I know that was some of the pieces that you were still trying to figure out, talking to Coach Fournier even Friday morning, still trying to figure out exactly what that lineup would be on the offensive line, and Friday against Walker, they looked pretty solid.
Yeah, we got 7 or 8 guys we really like, that we're really comfortable with, guys that we trust. And, are there some better players in that mix? Absolutely. But there's 7 or 8 guys that we really trust. And, that's another thing. It's got a lot of moving parts. And, we just got to figure out the combination to where they fit together, where they're comfortable together. O-linemen are funny animals, man. They go in packs. They got to be comfortable with each other. And once we get that combination figured out, we have a chance to be really good up front, because, like I said, we got 7 or 8 guys we really trust and feel comfortable with.
Couple of guys that had a good night for you offensively as well. I want to say Brenton Paul and Hayden Ray, 2 guys that can line up in the backfield. Sometimes they line up at wideout receiver. What's most impressive about both of them is they both have the ability to make that first guy miss, and then how they just move the pile along with them. It's really solid guys that you have there that can do so much for you. Talk about their play.
Yeah, I mean, two really special players. I mean, the tight end, Hayden Ray, has been an unbelievable addition. And, he's so scary once he gets the football in his hands. And, he can run. He can run through you. He can run from you. BP, we've been waiting on BP to really have these kind of games. He's a kid that works his tail off. I think he overworked last year, put a little pressure on himself going into his junior year. And, we tried to do some things to keep him healthy. And I don't think that we did our part getting him ready. And then I also think he did some things away that he just kind of overtrained. He never felt good in his body, to where this year it's been completely different, and he looks like the man that we've been waiting on. But both players, really, they're scary because we can stay in the same personnel, and we can give you all kinds of different personnel looks, and have threats all over the field. And Hayden Ray, and they're both of them. They can go in, they can go behind the line of scrimmage, they can go out wide. They can really do it all, and that's what's going to make this offense a lot of fun to watch.
And a guy, Tanner Kerner, who is at receiver for you, and he can do some different things as well. But where I think he highlighted the best thing for you is back on punt returns and kickoff returns. He's kind of a safe guy. I know that last year that was a kind of a problematic area at times that it would put you in some pretty bad field position. Right now it seems like he's getting you in better starting field position for this offense to get going.
Yeah, he's another guy that came along late last year. I mean, he was a young pup, a sophomore, a kid that's worked amazing all off season and has really poured everything into football. And because of it, you're going to see us reap the benefits of what he can do. The kid is special. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's a tough little dude. He can run, and he's so slippery that he's not, he don't take many big hits. Sometimes you look at him and go, oh, his stature, he's not real big. But he's tough, and he plays big. But he's, like I said, he's real slick, so he doesn't take a whole lot of beating and a whole lot of big hits. And the kid is reliable. Like, if there's a kid out here that I trust, it's Tanner Kerner. And you see that when he's catching those punts, and he's going to make some huge plays for us. Out of the backfield, he's going to make some huge plays for us in special teams.
Defensively, you shut out the Walker Wildcats. The only touchdown of the night came on a 99-yard kickoff return. So we could spend so much time talking about what this defense did, but, we talked about the defensive front line and how strong they are. I was really impressed with the defensive line and the linebackers really being aggressive last week against Walker. And when you're able to shut a Chad Mahaffey team out on offense, I don't care what you've done something pretty special there.
Yeah, no doubt. I go back to saying Chad's one of the best play callers I've ever gone against. And, I think he does a phenomenal job getting his kids ready to play and putting you in conflict. But, we feel really comfortable with our box right now. Our middle linebackers are playing better than we've seen play in a couple of years. And, really excited about their growth and how far Caden Allen and Cedric Polk have come. We're missing a piece or two and the outside backers due to some injuries. We get those guys back in the mix, we're only going to be better. So really, really excited about what our box is doing right now.
Walker didn't throw the ball down the field very much last week. I think only a couple of times that they took some shots down. One looked like a catch that ended up hitting the turf and being incomplete. But your defensive backfield wasn't challenged very much last week. Is that any bit of a concern for you?
Yeah, but if I had to say a couple weeks ago, yes, more of a concern. After we've seen him play for a couple weeks, I'm feeling a lot better. Angel Morrow's come a long way. Lucas Gillen has played really well. And, we've been down Jacob Deal, who's been out with injury the last couple of weeks. And, we're only going to get him back in the mix when he's healthy. We think Jaden Washington is one of the best corners in the state, if not the best corner in the state. And then if I had to name a preseason MVP, I think that would be Quentin Clay. He's a kid we've kind of bounced around from safety to corner trying to find his home. And where he's going to fit us is at corner, and he's been locked down. Had the pick versus Zachary, and then he forced a fumble against Walker. I mean, he's just a kid that's making plays. Right now, his game is elevated, and he's playing at a different level. And because of it, he's producing, and he's made us feel a lot better. And if we had to give an MVP of the preseason, I'd give it to Quentin Clay.
It's a jamboree. It doesn't mean a whole lot when you get into late October into early November, but it seems like in this one you got just about everything you could have out of it. It was action-packed. It was quick-moving. Offense played well. Defense played well. Overall, a good night. What was your takeaway overall from this jamboree?
Yeah, well, you go back and you look at the scrimmage, and you want to see that growth. You want to see sustained growth now. We want to be consistent. We don't want to be too far up and too far down. We want to stay consistently growing just a little bit every week to where you start hitting that stride going in the playoffs. And I think if you go from scrimmage to jamboree, I thought we got better. Two formidable opponents, one being on the road, one being a rivalry game. Everything you want to see preseason wise. Really proud that we came out. We came out healthy. And, I think the biggest thing is, honestly, I think if you watch us, I hope the people walked away Friday night going, man, they're physical again. And, I really thought that with our physicality and our nastiness, that looked more like a Denham Springs team that I've been trying to build here that we haven't had the last couple of years, that we're getting back to. We just played aggressive. We played nasty. And that was the most fun to watch. And my biggest takeaway was just the way we played and flew around.
All right, so 20-6 is the final over the Walker Wildcats. That will do it for the Jamboree. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we look to the season opener on the road from Hammond High School. Stay with us. We're back with more after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center, more than just a sports store.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amite Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is a Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. It is the Yellow Jackets and the Hammond High Tornadoes from Tornado Alley on the campus of Hammond High School. I'm Josh Ward, and we continue our conversation with head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard. Coach, Hammond is led by Darian Buckles, who is now entering his second season at the helm. They came to Yellow Jacket Stadium last year, and they had a pretty scrappy bunch coming in and put up quite a fight against your team. What are you expecting out of this team with Coach Buckles now entering his second season? You know, they always say the biggest jump comes from year 1 to year 2, so how do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, I really expect the same. I mean, he does a phenomenal job. I think he's got his kids playing at a big-time level that you hadn't seen from Hammond in a long time. Last year, we played in the rain, and they had a D-line that was as good as any D-line we saw. Them and Central were 2 of the best D-lines we saw all year. Those kids graduated, but he's going to have them ready to play. That's one thing about Buck that he does. He gets them ready to play every week, gets them up. They're going to be high energy. And we're going to have to weather the storm and start fast to kind of negate all that and kind of put them in an uncomfortable spot as quick as possible and, jump on them and make them do some things they don't really want to do.
Their quarterback, Jones, got to see a little bit of film on him. He is a guy that can kind of scare you at times because he's not afraid to tuck and run it, but what he does is when he extends those plays, he is able to find some open receivers downfield. What kind of a challenge is that for you in this defense this week?
Yeah, they're athletic across the board. And, of course, when you put a athletic quarterback back there, it's a game changer. You're defending 11 completely different than you were if you got a guy that's more of a pocket-style guy. And, this kid can beat you with his arm and he can beat you with his legs. He made some pretty impressive runs and got out of some pretty bad spots last couple weeks that we've seen. And he's made some throws under pressure. And, anytime you got a quarterback that's a dual threat, he can put you in conflict. And, we got to do a good job of staying where we're supposed to be, covering who we're supposed to cover, and, keeping him contained. Our D-line's going to have to get pressure and get in his face and make him as uncomfortable as possible, as quick as possible. And, but keep him in the box, make him make some decisions in traffic instead of getting him out and letting him kind of be free to make a decision to throw or run.
So I know you want to get some pressure on him from the defensive line, but do you keep a linebacker back there kind of spying on him to make sure if he takes off, you got to go get him?
Yeah, we got built into our coverages some of the things that where our eyes go after the ball is snapped, and we'll have some eyes on him to know that we got to count for him in the run game as well, or if he breaks the pass, we have some eyes on him that know they can come out of coverage and come downhill to get him.
Defensively for Hammond, saw a little bit of their spring game with Franklinton as well, and they look like they are pretty tough up front, and they could be a good challenge for you offensively. How do you see them on the defensive side?
Yeah, look, they fly around. We anticipate them kind of being really aggressive with us, maybe coming up on the line of scrimmage and coming up our O-line guys and firing bullets from all over the place and locking up man and, trying to make us make snap decisions and make poor decisions under pressure. And they're just going to try to, like I said, they're just going to try to put us under pressure and make some decisions that we're not comfortable doing. We're going to have to move our quarterback around. We're going to have to do a good job of protecting up front to give us a chance to let it develop. And, that's kind of what we think is going to happen. And, if it doesn't happen that way, we feel really comfortable with them dropping in the zone with their D-line not as good as it was last year. We don't see them putting the pressure on our guy with just the front few they have this year like they did last year. So we think they're going to be aggressive, put a little pressure on us, and, we're going to have to hold up.
Is there any matchup on the field in this one that concerns you at all, or do you feel pretty good about where your team is right now?
Well, I think you go back to everything, man. You look at the O-line versus our O-line versus their D-line, our D-line versus their O-line. The team that's going to be able to run the football has got a good chance of winning. The team that controls the line of scrimmage has the best chance of winning. And, those matchups are always, they're always tough because we got 3 D linemen to their 5 O linemen and vice versa. So, again, you go back to, some of our question marks with the O-line of finding that right combination where those guys have got to show up and play. And then our guys got to continue just to hammer away and put pressure on guys, with 3 or 4 guys coming off the edge. I mean, when you can put pressure on an offense with 3 D linemen like we've got, you can be really scary defensively. And we got to see that in live action. And we got to also be able to do it for 48 minutes. Something we got to prove to ourselves that we can do. It's early in the year. It's probably going to be humid, probably going to be hot. And, we got to be able to play for 48 minutes. And usually with the big boys in the trenches, that's something you got to get used to. So that's really the biggest question mark, or the biggest, the biggest threats that we've got to look at.
When you do have so many people that are involved for the Yellow Jackets offensively, this is the first time ever since I've been doing this that I have a depth chart offensively that is 2 deep all the way around. Every square is covered. I may have to get more by the end of the season. And talking to Coach Fournier about that, it seems like to me when you get in some of these games late into the game, and late in the third, early in the fourth, when you're going down that stretch, because of how many guys that you can have rotate in, looks like you have pretty good advantage right there.
Yeah, that's something that makes us as a coaching staff a little more comfortable. When you have 7 or 8 linemen you trust, well, you can roll them in and out, and as you're working through that combination, you're getting guys some breaks to where they can play for 48. And then we got a lot of skilled guys we really love. We love having them on our team, and we want to get them all involved, especially early in the year as we sort through who's got to be the dudes and who's got to get into the fourth quarter for us to win the football game. So we like our depth this year. There's a few spots that are a little thin that we got to have a little luck and stay healthy with. But outside of that, we got to play at our elite level. And when your number's called, you got to go produce. And that's kind of been our big thing. You can either pout or you can produce, and go make it happen.
You mentioned earlier that getting a fast start in this one, you think will lead to your success. How important is that for you to get this fast start? And do you think that with that fast start, it kind of settles everything down, everyone kind of gets into their rhythm?
Yeah, and with a fast start, you kind of settle our nerves. Ideally, you'd like to go down and either, if we get the ball first, score, and if not, we'd like to get that stop and have a big return and, go down and score. And you kind of settle those nerves and take a little pressure off of our guys and put it on them. Even at that point, there's still a lot of football to be played, but you can't trade off the fact that a kid is comfortable and he's executing at a high level because you've gotten him to that point to where he can relax a little bit and go do his job.
Before we let you out of here, Coach, want to do a facilities update. Dirt continues to be moving, bricks being laid, conduit being run. Give us an update on the facilities going on at Denham Springs. I know the field house continues to, each time I go by there, it's a little closer to getting finished. What's your timeline on that and the new box on the other side of the field, which I have been told has multiple use?
Yeah, the new visitor press box is also a track press box, and there you got to see it, Friday night at the Jamboree. Now there's still some little details that have got to go on that box to bring it completely to life. But you're looking at that being ready for week 2 for our first home game, and then you look at the field house, and you're looking late November. Substantial completion in December, but there's a chance for us to be in it in November, especially if we make a little run. But I think if you put eyes on it, you'll quickly recognize that Denham Springs has, if not the best, some of the best facilities in the state now. And that's everybody. And, we take a lot of pride in that, and we're really excited about what we got going on here. And can't thank our board members enough, our admin enough, our school system enough, and our people that voted on this to give us the best for our kids. We got some amazing kids here at Denham, and we got an amazing city here at Denham. And we want to be the best, and sometimes you got to build that for it to become that. And we're breathing it and speaking it into existence, and you can watch it go up brick by brick, and it's a lot of fun. And we're going to have some elite facilities where a lot of people are going to be very proud of this.
It does seem that there is kind of a arms race, if you will, in the high school level right now. When you go around the state, schools are building things like this and big field houses and newer field houses, and to kind of keep up with it and want people to move into your community and be part of that. That is a big part of this. Thank you to the board and all the people and the voters who make this happen, because it really does draw the eye to Denham Springs when you look at it.
Well, and you get some of the admin, and I was fortunate enough to have this live up with Beth Jones, and I'm fortunate enough to have this with Wes Howard. You can have athletics and academics run together. I think both of them tied together really is what builds your core values of your school, your just the whole culture of your school, the winning mentality of your school. I think it all bleeds together, it all bleeds over. And, it starts with football season. We're first. And, I think these can go simultaneous. And I think you can be really good at athletics, and I think you can be really good at academics. And when you start building something that kids are fired up to come to work for and come to school for, well, then you really get, you really get the best athletes, the best students, the best student athletes, and that's what you want here. And I think we're really on the brink of a blow up here at Denham Springs, and I think it's taken longer than we wanted, but I tell you what, we're getting really close, and now we've got something to be really proud of, and looking forward to seeing what it does.
All right, Coach, we always appreciate the time. Best of luck against the Tornadoes, and we will talk with you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much. Mom, Dad, love you. Looking forward to getting y'all down there in a few weeks, but we're going to make you proud.
That's head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard, and we are back after this timeout on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We're again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Amite.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
And we welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets and the Hammond High Tornadoes here from Tornado Alley on the campus of Hammond High School. Josh Ward now joined by my broadcast partner, Mitch Covington. Mitch, welcome to Hammond. And you missed all the fun, buddy.
I did miss all the fun. We're out here in the really hot sun. It's starting to go down a little bit.
You should have been here
so it's getting cool. But I know in the last 90 minutes how hot it was. Look, outside on the practice field at Denham Junior High, it was pretty hot today. So the sun is finally going down, and a little bit of shade at the moment. And so hopefully we're going to have that for the rest of the evening.
Absolutely.
Although it's still going to be hot and humid.
It's still going to be hot and humid.
First fourth quarter game of the year, too. So
right.
These guys are going to wear down. That's something I'm going to talk about a little bit later on, too, with some of the Hammond guys. But it's going to be hot and humid in the first fourth quarter game, and conditioning will come into play.
Absolutely. I wanted to take a quick look here at the series between these two teams. They have played 43 times. It is Denham Springs with 20 wins, Hammond with 19. They have tied 3 times in this series. Hammond actually leads it with 673 total points scored to Denham Springs 649. Last time Hammond won in this game, it was 1980 on September 5th, exactly 45 years ago today. And as we mentioned earlier, it was Coach Butch Wax was the head coach of the Yellow Jackets that night.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give Denham 21 wins because it's not an official win, but my junior year, we played Hammond in the Jamboree, and what was significant about it, I guess, was Hurricane Andrew came through. We were supposed to play on like a Thursday. We didn't play till like a Saturday afternoon, so I feel like a college football player played on Saturday afternoon. We beat Hammond in that Jamboree. It's not an official win, but I'm going to give it 21 wins for Denham because I was a part of that one, and I remember it. So,
Mr. Robert Graves, obviously, we appreciate him for all he does. He's providing these stats to me each week to kind of give a series rundown as we continue on through the season. Obviously, next week will be a big one because it'll be Central at home. And that'll be a big one, and, of course, we will be joining me for that. As always, though, folks, we come to you at DS Jacket Vision on YouTube. Make sure you give that like and subscribe button to hit down there for us. We're on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Super excited about this one, Mitch. Season opener. Everything starts to count now. What does it mean to these players going on the road, week 1, season opener?
I mean, it is everything for real now. We talked about last week, it was, a dress rehearsal, but nothing mattered as far as season record. Nothing mattered for playoff rankings and all of that. District titles are on the line today, but playoff seedings start today. Every win counts. Everything matters as we go from now through the next 10 weeks. And very similar to what LSU had to do last week going to Clemson. They were focused on being 1-0 and getting that first win. And last year, Hammond came over to Denham and put up much more of a fight than maybe a lot of us were expecting. And it came down to the last play almost of the game. They had a chance with the ball in the red zone in the fourth quarter with the last minute of the game to try and take the win. The Jacket defense held on, but do we know that Denham didn't play as well as we hoped to last year in this game? So I know Coach Beard's been on those guys and told them there's no overlooking anybody. We know what's next week, but we can worry about that tomorrow. Tonight we got to worry about the Hammond Tornadoes and want to get out, get that first win of the season, get those power points to go with it, and get off to a great start for the new year.
Absolutely. Very well said. We're about getting ready for the national anthem here, but before we get to that, we'll go ahead and try to sneak in our James Drugstore starting lineup, brought to you by James Drugstore, locally owned and operated, serving Livingston Parish for almost 100 years, where old-fashioned service meets modern-day medicine. That's James Drugstore, Florida Boulevard in Denham Springs. Defensively for the Yellow Jackets, defensive end Devin Mack, defensive end Debo Scott, the nose guard Devin Cubitt, linebackers Trendon Matwire, Cedric Polk, Caden Allen, Bryson Smith. Defensive backfield is Jane Washington, Lucas Gillen, Angel Morrow, and Quentin Clay. And we will now take a timeout for the national anthem. We are back after this Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy has been serving the wonderful people of Livingston Parish for over 20 years now. This is Ben Wilson, Denham Springs High School, class of 98.
And the much younger Stephen Wilson, class of 2003. We are honored to have the opportunity to help those in our community return to a normal way of life following injury. From the geriatric population to the young athlete, we are committed to helping you become stronger, faster, and better.
So for all of your physical therapy and rehab needs, come see us at Peak Performance Physical Therapy, located in Denham Springs at 145 Aspen Square, or visit our website at peakperformancephysicaltherapy.com.
Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
And we welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. We will go ahead and finish that James Drugstore starting lineup, and we will finish with the offense now. At right guard, Christian Ferguson. Right tackle, Nate Black. The center, Bryson McCabe. Left tackle, Angel Villagomez. Left guard, Caden Campbell. Wide receivers, Tanner Kerner, Sean Goldman, Trey Sills. In the backfield, it will be Brenton Paul and our utility Swiss knife, Hayden Ray. And, of course, quarterback is John Goldman. So that is your James Drugstore starting lineup as we get ready for kickoff here. Let's go ahead and get to my favorite part of the night. It is going to be Mitch Covington's keys to the game.
Well, we know going into this game here, a lot of things to look at offensively. I think we want to try and get that running game established so we can be consistent. Last week we popped off some big runs early on in the run game, had some situations where we made some big plays, but maybe wasn't as consistent all throughout the game. In this four-quarter game tonight, Hammond's got some big boys up front, but as I mentioned before, it's hot and humid out here. It's a four-quarter game. I think we can wear them down as the night goes along, so want to keep that run game consistent. Defensively, man, Hammond's got a quick quarterback. Taron Jones, he's a good quarterback. He can run with the football when we drop back to pass. We got to keep our pass lanes consistent. We don't want to let him bust the pass rush and get out and run with his legs and make big plays there, so stay consistent with that. And then, as always, special teams. Let's be sound in the special team game. Last week we had a bust and Walker ran one back for a touchdown on us. Want to make sure we play sound. Don't give up any big plays with the special teams and kind of shore that up after last week's little trial run.
All right, that is going to do it for your Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, brought to you by Sporting Center, proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977. At Sporting Center, they have everything you need from athletic equipment to school uniforms. So go see Stacy Phipps, James and McCants, and their terrific staff. That's at Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. All right, Mitch, let's get a couple of things out of the way here. We were in the bleachers. The band's to our left, fans are to our right and in front of us. We're at the very top. We're standing up. We got a good perspective here, but it's going to be an interesting night, no doubt. But great to have you all along with us for
I hope it's
Yellow
hard
Jackets
for
football.
the fans to hear us over the band playing touchdown songs because we want the Jackets to get out quick. Coach Beard has talked about that a lot over the last couple of years, but he mentioned again this week that we want to get off to quick starts. We haven't been doing that over the last few years in the ball games. We wait till about the second quarter to get going. He wants to start early. We want to get a quick start. I want that band playing in our ears and have the fans have a hard time hearing us because the band's right over to our left right now.
Did you hear Coach Beard's interview earlier?
I was listening in.
It will be Hammond kicking off to the Yellow Jackets. It is Tanner Kerner back to receive. Here is the kick, and we've got a whistle to start this one.
I don't think the White Hat had blown it in play to start yet.
You know, it seems like that happens every year. Everyone's so excited to get
Everybody's
going.
ready to go. The kickoff team's lined up, but the White Hat's back there like they always take their time. I think they ask every single official, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And then all that time, the kicker's ready to go, and he takes off to kick it, but it had never been blown in play. So we're going to redo it, restart.
Good, because it lets us restart as well.
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's like if the kicker was a golfer, he got a little breakfast ball. He didn't hit that one the best, a little low-line drive. You always get two off the first tee. So here's his second try. He wants to hit this one a little bit better. That would have had a good chance for Kerner to catch that ball with some movement going forward. A little bad break for the Jackets on that one.
All right, so we will do it again. Teed up at the 40-yard line. It will be Hammond kicking to the Yellow Jackets. It is Tanner Kerner and Brenton Paul back to receive for Denham Springs.
We did not get the best roster from him, and their kicker number 88 is not on our roster.
Here is the kick, and we are now officially underway from Tornado Alley. Tanner Kerner gets it. He's at the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, still on his feet at the 30, 35, 40, still on his feet, 45 across midfield. Far sideline, still going. He's at the 20, the 10, cuts it up towards the middle. He's at the 5, and he is going to be just shy of the goal line. First and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Tanner Kerner with a return from, best guess, Mitch, you can't see the lines here too well.
I kind of quit watching because there was a couple flags on the ground. I believe it's going to get brought back. A great return for the Yellow Jackets. We wanted big special team plays, but I think there's going to be some kind of holding or block in the back because there's two flags right where Yellow Jacket front man was making the block. So great effort by Tanner Kerner there, finding the seam in the interior of the Hammond Tornado coverage team. Showed great speed. All he did kind of tire himself out, though, because we're going to bring it back, probably starting right about the 20-yard line when it's all said and done, maybe about the 25.
All right,
but
so we will wait to
Coach
see.
Beard, we still got a chance, though. We're trying to start fast. Like I said, he mentioned that it just hasn't been a thing here over the last few years with this Yellow Jacket team, so they're wanting to get going. They're wanting to make some things happen early in the game and not wait till the second quarter to get things going in gear.
All right, so it will be back around the 20-yard. No, it will be the 20-yard line eventually. Excuse me, exactly, Mitch. Very good job there.
I did pass elementary math, and I saw the flag on the 30-yard line, so holding call is 10 yards.
I was watching Tanner go. I did not see it.
I know 30 minus 10 is 20, so I could figure that one out.
All right, Yellow Jackets will have it first and 10. They started at their own 20. Just on the way here, Goldman will step back, rolls to the near sideline. Now he's going to throw it downfield, looking for an open receiver, and it's going to be off the twin, Sean, and it's going to be off and up and picked off by Hammond, and Hammond will have it at midfield. So off the hands of Sean, ends up into the hands of the Tornadoes, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes.
Hold
up. Okay, well,
I
hold
would
up
really
then.
love for it to be against Hammond. Not real sure what we're going to get here. The Jackets were trying to take a shot downfield. You could see it setting up. We faked a reverse, but the pass rush for the Hammond Tornadoes really got to John quick, made him move. He moved out of the pocket. He found his brother deep downfield who was behind his coverage guy, but the ball bounced off his helmet up high in the air, and then a Hammond defender right there, also a receiver for him, Nathaniel Weber, came down with the football. The flag was on the Jackets, so, of course, Hammond's going to refuse that penalty, and they're going to take over near midfield. So not the start the Jacket offense wanted, so now it's up to the defense to try and get momentum on the Jacket side because right now Hammond's feeling pretty good about themselves.
All right, well, that's a quick turnaround there for the Yellow Jackets, and it is now 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. They have it at the 48-yard line. They will start it at their own 48. Here is a snap to Jones. He will hand it off in the backfield to Bennett. Bennett coming to the near side, and he will be stuffed, finally, brought down by a host of Yellow Jackets. And, Bennett, we saw him last year in the game at Denham Springs. He is a tough runner for Taryn Jones, who is at quarterback, who is also a returning starter for this Tornado
They
team.
tried an inside counter, and he bounced it from the inside to the edge. And Quentin Clay, cornerback, remember last week, had a big hit, caused a fumble against Walker. He did a good job coming off the edge and making a tackle as he broke out wide. He made the first hit, and Lewis was able to kind of bounce off of that one, I believe. But then Devin Mack was there to get him around the ankles and wrap him up.
All right, so he'll lose about a yard or two on that carry. So it'll be 2nd down and 11, 12. 2nd and 12 from the 47. Here's a quick pass in the middle. That is going to be to Monroe. Monroe gets a 1st down and more near sideline, gets to the 20, going to be pushed out of bounds. See where they mark him down. That's going to be a 1st down for the Tornadoes by Donut Monroe.
Nice little jailbreak screen, bringing the wide receiver Monroe from the outside, but I don't want to call him Monroe. We're going to call him by the name he loves to go by. Donut Monroe. So Donut right there, chopping off a big 30-yard play on a little inside screen. LSU had a little bit of success with that last week with Aaron Anderson, a similar play. And Hammond Tornadoes thought it looked good for the Tigers, so they might as well set it up for themselves.
All right, so 1st and 10, they are putting him right about the 20-yard line of Denham Springs now. Jones from the shotgun will fake the handoff, going to keep it himself. He's going to be hit at the line, going to be brought down on the tackle. Debo Scott, first one with the initial hit.
Good job, little zone read by the quarterback. He can hand it to the running back on a jet sweep look, or he keeps it and tries to get back inside with lineman blocking for an inside power. But Debo Scott, wasn't fooled by it. Also, we had Bryson Smith there to help with the tackle at the end of it, but Debo did a really good job of diagnosing that play, holding his ground, and making that first hit in the backfield.
All right, so Coach Beard talked about it earlier, that, if you get hit early, how you respond to that. So you're going to have to see this Yellow Jackets defense step up here. Going to be 2nd down and 10. They're from the Denham Springs 21-yard line. Got a flag on the play.
Yeah, the center flinched with it, so we're going to have an illegal snap on that one. Get that a little bit early in the year. They were bringing a guy in motion. Sometimes everybody's not fully in tune on what's going to happen. A lot of adrenaline early in the game, first game of the year. So as they brought a receiver in motion, the center kind of flinched with his hands right there. Bringing it back to 2nd and 15.
2nd down and 15 now for the Tornadoes.
Now, we talked about last week in the broadcast, Walker didn't really challenge our secondary a lot last week. I think their game plan was they were working on the running game in that jamboree. Well, the Hammond Tornadoes are definitely going to put the ball in the air. A lot of 3-wide, 4-wide receiver sets. They're going to make our secondary work in the backfield.
2nd down and 15 now for the Tornadoes. Jones gets a snap. Looks like a hold will be called now as he throws it towards the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. But flag on the play. And,
good job.
Everyone saw that hold, Mitch.
All the people to our right, all the fans here on the right saw it. And I think maybe the referee heard them hollering holding and went ahead and agreed with it because we were calling for it before the referee reached in his pocket. But Devin Mack was getting a good pass rush here, all coming off the Yellow Jacket left edge, and then the offensive tackle out there for Hammond. I believe that was Jared Jackson, the right tackle, kind of got a whole bear hug on him right there and brought him to the ground. So We declined it, though. Coach Beard went ahead with the incomplete pass, declined the penalty, going to play 3rd and 15 instead of backing up 10 more. Probably feeling they're not quite in field goal range right here. Most time high school, you get past 40 yards. That's not really a capable field goal for most high school kickers. So we're going to try and play 2 downs right here and keep them from getting the first down.
3rd down and 15 now for the Tornadoes from the Yellow Jacket 26-yard line. Clock is stopped at 9:10 left here in this first quarter. Jones from the shotgun will get the snap, fakes the handoff to Bennett, going to throw it now. He is going to connect with Terrell. Terrell is going to have a first down as he gets across the 10 and going to be brought down shy of the 5-yard line, but it will be first down and goal for the Tornadoes.
Another little quick screen for Hammond. They've had 2 successful wide receiver screens. That was Landon Terrell. I believe it was Terrell last week against Live Oak on the almost same exact play. Took it about 65 yards in the jamboree for a touchdown. Catch that receiver screen. You get some linemen out in front blocking, and you quit a quick seam and go. And he had good quickness right there to get up the yards needed, pick up the yardage needed for a first down.
Will be first and goal for the Tornadoes. Yellow Jacket 8-yard line. Jones will get the snap. Will hand it off to Bennett. Bennett bouncing it out to the far side. Flag on the play. Tackled right around the goal line, but we'll have a flag on this one.
That was definitely going to be a holding. Our contain guy on the outside was doing a good job, but got grabbed and tackled to the ground. We let Trendon Matwire, that was the contain guy that got held. And I do want to mention Angel Morrow. He broke up the pass earlier when there was a holding penalty right here at the goal line, so he was successful with that. So Coach Beard had the option to take the penalty or not. And then right there, he did a great job of coming from his safety position and making a tackle near the line of scrimmage. If the flag wasn't there, we needed that tackle from him, and he did a great job on it. But with it being first down and goal, Coach Beard does want to accept the penalty right here to back him up 10 yards.
Put him around the 18-yard line now of Denham Springs for Hammond. It will be first and goal from there. Jones will be out of the shotgun. Bennett is lined up to his right. 2 receivers to the near sideline. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Bennett. Looking to throw now. He is going to throw under pressure. Is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Donut Monroe, and it is second and goal now for Hammond.
Matwire, once again, coming off the edge. This time on the left side, right in the quarterback's face. Got there in Taryn Jones' vision, and he had to throw it quickly before he really had a receiver open. So good pressure coming off the edge for the Yellow Jacket defense. Now, Hammond has some big guys up front, big offensive linemen, big defensive linemen. A lot of their receivers play 2 ways. In this 4-quarter football game, we talk about how hot, humid it is. Look for something in the second half. The Jackets should be a fresher team as the game wears on. However, that doesn't mean we want to fall behind 7-0, so we're trying to make a stand right here.
86 degrees, feels like 92 on second and goal. Here's a throw from Jones. Looking towards the end zone, going to be well short of the intended receiver, Israel Luckett. And it's going to be third down.
Once again, I don't think he had a whole lot of time before he could get that pass off. Had a good pressure coming in there. Cedric Polk. Cedric, I think, switched numbers on us. Last week he was number 2, I believe, but wearing number 11 tonight. But Cedric Polk coming through, inside linebacker, senior, was in the quarterback's face. Good coverage in the secondary there. Lucas Gillen out the goal line, had pretty tight coverage. Nowhere really for the quarterback to go with the football.
All right, third and goal now for the Tornadoes. 18-yard line of Denham Springs. Jones from the shotgun. Here is the snap. He drops back. He is looking to throw. Pressure is coming. He steps up, going to take off and run, and he is going to be tackled at the 15-yard line, and it will be fourth down for Hammond High.
I'm just giving a high five right here. That was a key to the game because the quarterback you saw, he's about to break the pocket and try and take off with it. He's very quick and agile, but we did a really good job. Devin Mack, he saw it, came off his pass rush, made the tackle, and going to force a field goal attempt right here. Now, the different field goal kicker than the kickoff guy, Ethan Young, senior field goal kicker for Hammond. He handles the place kicking and I believe the punting as well. So this is going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt.
Ball is on the left hash. 35-yard attempt with 7:10 left here in this first quarter. Here is a snap. It is going to be a grounder, and he is going to have to cover it up back at the 34-yard line. Be first and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after this quick timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Okay, back in Yellow Jackets football, going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. It will be at the 33-yard line. Here is Goldman keeping it himself on the quarterback keeper, going to the far sideline, gets to the 35, so it looks like he picks up a couple there. Trying to see, Mitch, can you tell what the original line of scrimmage is there? The lines are not painted very well.
Yeah, I believe we were starting at about the 32-yard line, our own 32-yard line. Got a little 3-yard gain right there by Goldman.
That's what we'll go with.
Yep.
All right, Yellow Jackets interception on the first play of the game here from Hammond High. Here is Goldman now. We'll hand it off in the backfield. Tanner Kerner right up the middle. He's at the 45, and we'll get across the 45, and it'll be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Children-friendly, great food, and locally owned by our friend Big Mike O'Neill.
Yeah, I mentioned Hammond's got some big boys up front. They've got a 280-pound nose guard. They've got another 380-pound. Well, that's the offensive tackle I'm looking at right there. But there's a couple guys up there pushing close to 300 pounds. The Yellow Jacket offensive line more than held their own that last play, opened a good hole for Tanner Kerner.
1st and 10, Yellow Jackets, their own 46-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun will send the brother into motion. Going to throw it now. It's going to be Brenton Paul across midfield. Stays on his feet. He's at the Hammond 40. Tackled at the Hammond 35-yard line. Make it, well, is that a
that's good.
Flag?
Nope.
Okay.
Water break.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Make it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. And that brings us to our first Water Tree of Denham Springs hydration break, brought to you by the Water Tree, water that simply makes you feel good. That is Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, and we are back after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. It is on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. As always, we ask that you give it a like and subscribe. Keeps you up to date with everything we are doing here at DS Jacket Vision, Family Radio 91.9 FM, and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Going to be first down for the Yellow Jackets. It will be from the Hammond 35-yard line now. 5:50 left here in the first quarter. We are scoreless. Goldman from the shotgun will get the snap. We'll hand it off to Tanner Kerner, who tries to go off the right side and will be tackled for about a yard or two on the gain.
I just want to go back to the play before the water break. John Goldman made a great read. He had a couple of options on the play as he was rolling to his left. His brother, Sean, was in the left flats and brought a defender with him out wide, so he just found Brenton Paul spotting up right there in the hole that was vacated by that Hammond defender, and John Goldman flipped it to Brenton Paul, who ran through a couple tackles on his way to a big gain for the Yellow Jackets.
Going to be 2nd down and 8 now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the shotgun. He will get the snap. Picks the handoff. Looking to throw now. Trying to get Hayden Ray coming around the end there, and it's going to be incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets.
Led him just a little bit too far. Hayden Ray, who, as you mentioned a while ago, jack of all trades. I think we may see him line up at every position in the Yellow Jacket backfield except for possibly quarterback, but who knows, later on maybe there'll be some kind of package with him at quarterback, but he can be in the backfield. We can hand him the ball. We can throw him the ball right there. He's a wide out by himself, run a little quick slant route. Goldman just led him just a little bit too far right there and out of his reach.
Stops the clock with 5:04 left here in this opening quarter. Here is Goldman from the shotgun. Looks to his left. Will step up in the pocket now. Escapes a couple of tackles. Going to the far sideline. Will be pushed out of bounds. We'll wait to see where the spot is on that one, but it looks like it's going to be 4th down for the Yellow Jackets.
And I believe it's going to be 4-down territory. We mentioned before, high school kickers aren't really going to kick a 47, 48-yarder. We're facing 4th and 6 from about the Hammond 31-yard line. 4-down territory right here. Looking to hit a big play to keep this drive moving forward.
All right, so it will be 4th down for the Yellow Jackets. 4th and 6. 31-yard line of the Hammond High Tornadoes. Goldman with a empty backfield, 3 receivers to the near side, 2 out to the far. Here is a snap, dances around, steps up in the pocket, looking to go towards the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted in the end zone, but that will be a turnover on downs with 4:46 left here in the first quarter. We are scoreless, and we are back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Back on Yellow Jackets football, it is scoreless here. First quarter action from Tornado Alley at Hammond High School. It will be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. They start this drive at their own 31-yard line. Here's a little trickeration play. This is a play, a incomplete, or is it going to be a catch? Waiting for the signal, and they're going to say it's a catch right across midfield on the reception there. Was Terrell, I believe. Was that Terrell?
I'm not sure he caught that yet. That was number 12. I'm not sure he caught that ball. They're going to give it to him, but he was wide open. Hammond came out in like a goal line, swing and gate kind of formation, lineman out to the right with a running back behind him, lineman out to the left with a receiver behind them. Just 2 guys in the middle of the field, quarterback, a center, and an up back. They did a double pass. He was sprinting downfield, the receiver wide open all along. All in all, we're pretty lucky that wasn't a touchdown because the ball was greatly underthrown.
1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Yellow Jacket 46-yard line now. Here is a snap to Jones. Jones will get it to Bennett. Bennett going off the left side will get to the 40. Looks like he'll be stopped there. Will be second down with 4:18 left here in this first quarter. Well, Mitch, not quite the start you were looking for if you were the Yellow Jackets.
Not what Coach Beard was talking about. We wanted to get off to a quick start. We run the opening kickoff back, but there's a penalty on the play. Bring it back. We try to take a deep shot early on. Turns into an interception. Now Hammond's had control of this first quarter. They're the ones going in a bag of tricks right there and had a big play right here to get the ball across midfield. So got to stiffen up right here on defense.
On second down from the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line, hand off to Bennett again. He escapes the first tackle, stays on his feet, be pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line. It looks like it is to the Yellow Jacket 35, making it a Hammond Tornado first down.
Hammond's got a couple of good running backs back there. We mentioned earlier Zaylin Bennett, good running back. Quadrez Lewis, another junior running back. A couple of guys that will keep coming at you. Big guys and strong. Breaking a tackle right there around the left edge. Able to pick up more yards and get the first down after first contact.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Yellow Jacket 35-yard line. 3:40 left here in the first quarter. First drive, interception by the Yellow Jackets. Second drive of the night was a 35-yard missed field goal by the Tornadoes and turnover on downs by Yellow Jackets on their next possession. And now here is Hammond with their second of the night. It is going to be hit in the backfield. Jones is wrapped up by Trendon Matwire coming through the gap and bringing him down for a loss.
That is the second time Matwire has come off of this left edge unblocked and made a big play in the backfield. He was back there. Also, someone on the right edge had gotten back there almost as quickly as he did. So every now and then when Coach Prescott, new defensive coordinator this year for the Yellow Jackets, when he's dialed up a outside blitz with one of our outside backers, it's come up successful for us.
Going to be second and about 15 now for the Tornadoes. 39-yard line of Denham Springs. Jones from the shotgun will get the snap. Looks up the middle. Now he's going to throw on the run. It is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Landon Terrell, and flags come onto the field.
Yeah, Lucas Skillen got there a little bit early. If this was the NFL or maybe even college, that would be deemed uncatchable because the ball was definitely sailing good 10 yards over the head of any Hammond receiver. But there was contact by Gillen as he was trying to make a break to where he thought the ball was going to end up. And because in high school there is no uncatchable rule to bail out a defender, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Hammond Tours.
Yep, so a new set of downs for Hammond. It will now be at the Yellow Jacket 24-yard line, I believe is the line of scrimmage. .253 left here, opening quarter from Hammond High. We are scoreless and got a timeout on the field. Hammond did not like what they saw there, so they will take a timeout, and we will take it with them as well. Stay with us. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets Football.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
As we welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football, first quarter action here from Hammond High. It has been kind of another clunky start here for the Yellow Jackets. Not so much for Hammond. Hammond just unable to put any points on the board on that first drive, which they looked like they were about to do.
It seems like most of this first quarter we've been looking down far to our right with Hammond getting near their end zone, and that's where they've played a lot of this first quarter. But the Jackets have held up and held them scoreless so far.
Jones from the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 24-yard line. Has Bennett in the backfield with him. Bennett will be lined up behind him now, slightly to the right. Here is a snap. He will hand it off to Bennett. Bennett will be hit, spins around, and then will be tackled on the far sideline. Looks like it will be for a gain. One of the players loses his helmet.
Well, Lyman, is going to have to come out, but there was a hit by a Yellow Jacket defender. It was hard to see. It was maybe like him knocking a blocker back into the ball carrier. And it looked like as the ball carrier was bouncing off of that Bennett, I thought he might be able to make a big run, but it knocked him hard enough off balance that he went to the ground. So we're going to be playing 2nd and 7.
On second down for the Tornadoes. It'll be Jones out of the shotgun. Looks like he has Quadrez Lewis in the backfield with him now. Fix the handoff to Lewis. Keeping it himself, coming to the near sideline, now cutting it up the middle. We got a flag on the play. So he gets to the Yellow Jacket 10-yard line, but looks like this one might be a hold, huh, Mitch?
That time we had an inside blitz going with maybe Cedric Polk and Caden Allen, our two starting inside backers. We got a lot of pressure up the middle. Taryn Jones did a good job of breaking contain and getting to the outside edge, but there was a holding to help him get that corner. So another successful blitz for the Yellow Jacket defense. It's going to take it from 2nd and 7 back to 2nd and 17.
Lots of penalties here in this opening quarter so far.
Well, I was about to say all the penalties have been on Hammond, but we had a really big one on the opening kickoff, so your original statement was correct.
Has been a lot of penalties for the correct team. We just had the one, but the one, as you mentioned, you were correct in that. It was a big one because you got to trust this running offense for Denham Springs that close to the goal line. 2nd down and 15 now for the Tornadoes. Jones from the shotgun. He will get it. Looks to throw. He is going to get it in the middle to Terrell. Terrell on his feet at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 15, or just shy of it, rather.
That's the third screen they've had good success on right there. That was just a regular old middle screen to a running back. It actually was their receiver who has slid down into like a running back position. Landon Terrell was right off the right edge, just turned around, spotted up behind those big linemen. Really good, maybe touchdown saving tackle by Angel Moreau. We've mentioned him a few times this year. New player for the Yellow Jackets. I believe he moved in from Oakdale, if I'm not mistaken. But so far, he's been a big help in addition to that Yellow Jacket defense.
1 minute mark here in this first quarter, and we are scoreless, but it is 3rd and short now for the Tornadoes. Jones from the shotgun gets a snap, pass pressure coming, he escapes the first tackler, stays on his feet, and it looks like he's going to pick up a first down as he is pushed out of bounds. Angel Morrow pushing him out on that far sideline, but it looks to be 1st and goal for the Tornadoes.
We're getting good pressure on him, but Taryn Jones is quick. We mentioned it in pregame that he can make some guys miss and he can find some running lanes when he drops back to pass, and if he finds them in that pass rush. And right there, he found some over the left edge and was able to scramble and pick up the first down.
When he makes that first guy miss, that's where it's dangerous. Clock is stopped at 44 seconds left here in this first quarter. Jones from the shotgun on 1st and goal. We'll hand it off to Lewis. Lewis going off the left side, and he is going to be towards the goal line, and he is going to be just shy Looks like they're going to put him down at the 1. It will be 2nd and goal from the 1 for Hammond.
And with just 30 seconds left in this first half, it looks, well, they're going to run a quick play here. They're trying to score right now before the Jackets get set. So maybe the last play of the quarter right here.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line of Denham Springs for the Tornadoes. Here is the handoff to Lewis. Lewis will go off the right side and in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Hammond.
First quarter been dominated by Hammond. The open and turnover on the first play, trying to take the shot downfield. Didn't come up with the catch after we'd gotten behind the defenders. And they've lived on the Yellow Jacket red zone most of this first quarter. And really, a couple big screen plays has done the damage. Anytime they got in a long yardage situation behind the sticks, they drew up a receiver screen or just a little middle screen on that last situation and picked up a lot of big chunk yards to help keep the drive going.
11 seconds left here in this first quarter. They will attempt the extra point now. Here is a snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. Extra point is through the uprights, and the extra point is good. 11 seconds left here in the first quarter. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Hebert, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Hebert, and Angel.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Welcome back in. It is Yellow Jackets football. Hammond started that drive at their own 31-yard line with 4:46 left on the clock, and they finished it off with a Lewis 1-yard touchdown run. They will now kick it off to the Yellow Jackets with 11 seconds left here in the first. Here's the boot. End over end. It will be Brenton Paul at the 15. He's at the 20, 25, 30, still on his feet at the 35, stays on his feet across the 35, will be tackled just shy of that at the 37-yard line, or maybe 38. We'll see where they mark him down. But first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Really good return right there. Brenton Paul sprinting up from that deep position and catch that ball on the run and not let it hit the ground. Really got it all the way back to the 40. So thought it was Brenton. Was it Trey Seals?
It could have been Seals. I know, I couldn't tell. They're 5 and 6.
I was thinking it was Brenton Paul, but I'm pretty sure it was Brenton Paul. But we'll double check it next time they go back as returners. Hopefully just to start this, well, we already got the opening kickoff, so let's hope they don't return another kick today. But great field position out to the 40-yard line, so the Jackets have a good chance to get something moving here as we flip on over into the second quarter.
First and 10, it'll be right at the 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets will start this one at their own 40 with 2 seconds left. Goldman will get the snap, fakes the handoff to Hayden Ray. Will actually give it to Hayden Ray on the fake. Ray taking the ball from Goldman, and it will be to the near sideline, and that will do it for first quarter action. We played one here from Tornado Alley at Hammond High School, and it is Hammond 7, Denham Springs 0. We are back after this. It is Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. First quarter in the books here from Hammond High. Mitch, your assessment of the first quarter? You know what? Just kidding. Just
didn't go the way Coach Beard had drawn up. I know they were making plans and trying to get out to a quick early start, taking an opening kickoff and try to get on the board first. Didn't happen that way, but we got 3 quarters of football left. They talked about that from the scrimmage with Zachary. They fell behind. Was it 14-0 in the actual game
it was
part?
14-0.
And they came back and won 17-14. So they're not going to lay down and quit with 3 quarters to go. They'll get right back after it.
On second down from their own 43, Goldman will get it on the far sideline to Brenton Paul. No, excuse me, that is Trey Seals, who will be pushed out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like it's going to be around midfield, but could be close to a first down, but waiting to see where he stepped out.
Well, he didn't get tackled, so he had to have stepped out of bounds, really early. That only gave him about a 2-yard gain. Wow. Looked like he had run for about a 15-yard play, but it's going to be playing 3rd and 6. So just a little quick wide receiver screen out there to get the ball to Trey Seals, and he showed some good speed, but apparently stepped out of bounds.
So they'll mark him down at the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Goldman from the shotgun. Here is a snap. Rolling to the near sideline. Looking to throw downfield. He does. It is going to be caught by Sean for a first down, making it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Big Mike's is open after the Denham Springs football games. Check them out. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Just a little sprint out to the right, 3 receivers set, had a flood route going, a clear out with the outside guy. Sean Goldman ran the 12-yard out, did a good job of going down low by his knees and catching that football and picking up an important first down. We really didn't want to turn it right back over to Hammond that quickly. We want to try and get some points on the board this drive.
And it will be from the Hammond 43-yard line. Here is a handoff in the backfield. That is Brenton Paul, as he will try to fight for some yardage, and he'll pick up about 1 or 2 on the carry.
Just not a lot of room on that inside run right there. I was just saying, Hammond's got some big boys up front, but we want to keep pounding on them. We want to try and wear them down, keep after it, not give up on the run game, and hopefully it pays dividends in the second half.
Look, when your defensive line has names like Tay Tizzle and Lil Baby, go to the other side.
Try somebody else. Tate Tizzle ain't falling for that.
Second down and 8 for the Yellow Jackets from the Hammond 41-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun has Paul in the backfield, sends Seals in motion. Will fake the handoff. Goldman going to keep it himself. Gets to the 40, and that will be about it. Brings up 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets. Got to give this Hammond defensive front line a lot of credit. They are suffocating and making it a little disruptive for Goldman to stand back in the pocket and make some plays.
They have, and a couple times Goldman sees a little bit of room and avoids an initial lineman and works out to his right. But then there's a secondary player, or linebacker sitting right there that closes that gap quickly, and what looks like a lot of green grass disappears quickly once he bounces around that first lineman.
On 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets, Goldman will have an empty backfield.
We got 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage.
Here is the snap. He is going to throw it. It is going to be incomplete.
Trey Seals ran a slant. Jean Goldman threw a hitch route. Got just miscommunication right there. We honestly got away with an illegal formation. We had 2 receivers on the top side, both on the line of scrimmage.
Matthew Duvall had checked in for the Yellow Jackets at wide receiver.
Could have been a lineman not a lineman downfield, but an illegal receiver downfield. Got to have only 1 receiver up top on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
But the Jackets are going to come on and try and punt them back. Hammond's been playing from the plus side of the 50 for much of the night. We're going to try and pin them back and make them go a long ways.
Luke Wilson will punt it away on 4th down. Here is the punt. It will hit at the 10 and will be stopped shy of the goal line. It will be a long field for the Tornadoes. Good play right there by Denham Springs Special Teams. And with 10:03 left here in this first half, Hammond 7, Denham Springs 0. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
As we welcome you back in to Yellow Jackets football, Family Radio 91.9 FM on the web at johnfineproductions.com, streaming live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Great to have you all along for us. 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. It will be from their own 1-yard line. Here is Jones, quarterback keeper, going to keep it himself. He's at the 10, the 15, and going to be brought down right about the 20-yard line. It'll be a nice pickup right there by Taryn Jones and a first down for Hammond.
Didn't even get a chance to talk about the good special teams play. A great punt by Luke Wilson and Quentin Clay hustling down and down on that ball at the 1-yard line. to make Hammond go as far as possible, 99 yards. But Taryn Jones, with his quick feet, went ahead and got them out from the shadow of their own goal line and popped out an 18-yard run on the first play of this drive.
All right, so it will be 1st and 10 for Hammond. They spot him down at the 19-yard line. Jones will get it out of the shotgun, hands it off in the backfield to Bennett. Bennett will be wrapped up and tackled for no gain.
I like to hear no gain. I don't like hearing a 19-yard, 18-yard run. I like hearing no gain.
From the shadows of your end zone. If I'm not counters right here, Mitch, only 3 first downs in the game so far for Denham Springs.
Just haven't been able to consistently put the drive together. Had a couple of good plays here and there, but we've had some key 3rd down and 8s, 3rd and 9s, and haven't been able to pick them up. Went for it once on 4th and 7, wasn't able to get it.
That'll be 2nd down and 9 from their own 20-yard line for Hammond. Here is the snap, fakes the handoff. Jones going to throw it now, incomplete. Hit his receiver, Donut Monroe, in the numbers. Monroe unable to haul it in, and we'll take that.
I think he had a little glaze residue left on his fingers from the donuts.
This guy.
I mean, our man Donut, that is my man Monroe. If his friends and family call him Donut, I'm going to call him Donut.
And if it's on the roster, we're going with it.
It's on the roster. It's official.
That's what I'm saying. If it's there, we're taking it. All right, it will be 3rd and 9 from their own 20-yard line now for the Tornadoes.
Oh.
Jones, quarterback keeper now. So he steps up in the pocket, gets to the 25. He's at the 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet, tackled shy of his own 45-yard line, where it'll be 1st down for the Tornadoes with 8:24 left here in this first half. Coming up for the Whistle Stop halftime report, it'll be a recorded interview from earlier in the week with John Fine and friend of our broadcast here, longtime historian for the Yellow Jackets and Denham Springs Hall of Famer, Mr. Robert Graves. So stick around for that coming up for the Whistle Stop halftime report.
The Yellow Jacket fan in me definitely thinks running back Quadrez Lewis was in motion before that ball was snapped. He was moving forward. Didn't get called, and as we've mentioned all game, Taryn Jones is tough to keep in the pocket, and he broke it with his feet and made the 1st down.
Here is Jones on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line, from his own 43. It looks like it is going to be Quadrez Lewis off the right side, rather, to the far sideline for us from where we are, and it is going to be a pickup of about 3.
So in almost a quarter and a half of football, I don't believe Hammond has completed a pass downfield. 3 screen passes they completed. They threw one downfield that we had an interference call that moved them downfield. But everything else has been just Jones dropping back and then breaking the pass rush and wiggling his way around and picking up positive yards for him.
From their own 45-yard line, it will be 2nd down and 8. Jones from a pistol formation will hand it off to Lewis. Lewis goes right up the middle and will be tackled just shy of midfield. Looks like they're going to put him down at his own 48, where it'll be 3rd down.
Big 3rd down right here for the Jackets. We don't want to let them get across the midfield. Got them sitting at 3rd and 5. We want to try and force a punt situation. We already saw them have one mishap on a field goal attempt. Maybe a bad snap on a punt would be what we need to get going, but we got to force that punt attempt.
Will be 3rd down. Right at 3rd and 5 from their own 48-yard line for the Tornadoes. They lead at 7-0 over the Yellow Jackets. Here is Jones. Drops back, looking to throw it. It is going to be caught by
Donut Monroe.
Yep, Donut Monroe makes another catch on the far sideline, and it is a 1st down for the Tornadoes. So Yellow Jackets, and they're needing to hold on 3rd down here to get that punt team out on there. Hammond unable to do it. Yep.
2 3rd down conversions right now. And I guess that counts as an announcer jinx because, as I said, they hadn't completed a pass down the field yet. There it was on 3rd and 5. Nice little corner route by Donut Monroe. And then Jones was able to hit him down there close to the ground for the 1st down.
Yellow Jacket 39-yard line now, and we've got a timeout called. Oh, no, actually that is going to be a water break timeout. At the Water Tree hydration break, rather, brought to you by Water Tree, water that simply makes you feel good. That is Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs. We are back after this timeout. It is a Yellow Jackets football.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
And that will do it for your Water Tree hydration break with 6:03 left here in this first half. And it is Hammond 7, Denham Springs 0. First and 10 for the Tornadoes from the Denham Springs 39-yard line. Pistol formation for Jones. Picks it up off the turf. Now he's going to have to scramble, going to the far sideline, and he is going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. Looks like he'll lose a yard on the carry.
I believe that was Jason Dixon that did a good job, the defensive end. I was just about to be really disappointed. Taryn Jones picked up a bad snap, turning around behind him and just tried to run around the end, and it looked like he almost got there, but a good job by the Jacket defensive end, Jason Dixon, to corral him.
Okay, so are they doing a hydration break now, or did we?
Yeah, good question.
Or is that a timeout by Denham Springs?
I missed that one. They
Okay.
put 6:03 back on the clock before that play, but so I'm not sure what the timeout is right here.
Interesting. Yep, and yeah, you're right, because when we came back from that break, they had 6:03 back on the clock, so I don't know, did we call a timeout first, which seems we would have been odd to do that because we had hit the 6-minute mark, and then did something happen here? I mean, I saw Coach Beard was pretty hot
because
on the
they didn't go out of bounds. Like when Monroe caught the ball, he was sliding to the ground, so it was a first down, stop the clock, but then you started again. So I'm not sure why it stopped at 6:03 and then why right now I didn't see who called a timeout or anything like that. I was just celebrating the good tackle over there by Jason Dixon.
Second down and 11 now for the Tornadoes. We'll call it from the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. Jones from the shotgun. Lewis in the backfield lined up to his left. Nope, excuse me, that is Bennett. Here is the snap. Jones going to throw it downfield. It is going to be caught at the 25, brought down still on his feet at the 20 to the 15 to the 10. It's going to be first and goal for the Tornadoes. We do have a flag on the play, so hold up for a second. On the reception was Donut Monroe.
Really hoping for a holding call on the interior of that Hammond offensive front. It's right there where the pass rush would have been coming from. And that's definitely what it is. And Jackets got lucky. That was a blown coverage right there. 3 receivers out here on the right side of the Jacket defense, the near side for us on the visitor stands. And Monroe was the middle receiver. And I saw Yellow Jacket defenders go deep. Yellow Jacket defenders stay short, and nobody was in that middle area of the field right where Monroe was. He was able to catch it and pick up about a 40-yard gain. Luckily, we've had a good pass rush, and maybe that's why the screens have been so successful, because it's hard to tell when they're letting us through and then when we're just getting through on our own, because we're getting a lot of pressure on the Jones when he drops back to pass. That time, he had time to throw, but apparently because there was holding on the interior of that offensive line, so we're going to back him up to midfield and bring up a second and very long.
Second and long. Ball is at midfield. What about 23 yards? Second and 23. Jones from the shotgun. Waits for the snap, sends a man in motion. It is a high snap over Jones' head. It is a loose ball, and the Yellow Jackets they have it. Yellow Jackets got it and brought down at the 15-yard line. That is going to be, was that Devin Cupid?
That's the same guy. That's Jason Dixon. Jason Dixon is the one who corralled at number 98. He's come in and giving the Jackets some life. That way, they were setting up another screen. That was going to be a middle wide receiver screen, but the high snap, and Taryn Jones was not able to corral it in. The Yellow Jacket defenders kept trying to scoop it. First guy missed it. Jason Dixon picked it up. Now the Yellow Jackets got that big break that they needed, and we need to capitalize to get points on the board.
All right, so it will be first and 10. That spot is correct. It's going to be about the 15-yard line. Jason Dixon with the recovery there.
They moved it back, 15, like you said. There you go, yep.
First and 10 right at the Hammond 15-yard line now for the Yellow Jackets. Hammond leads at 7-0 with 5:13 left here in the second quarter. There's going to be a heavy package for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman will hand it off to Brenton Paul, who goes forward, gets across the 10, brought down at the Hammond 9-yard line.
That full house backfield. We saw this in the Jamboree. Preston Carmichael comes in, a senior tight end in the backfield. Hayden Ray is in there in the backfield. Brenton Paul dots the I, a little old school double tight power I formation.
Going it again, this time it is going to be...
Same thing, Brenton Paul, same
Brenton
play,
Paul
but
again, yep.
Number 4 came around the edge for Hammond, not through the middle, I don't think. I believe he came around the edge and got to him. That's Tate Tizzle Beauchamp. Don't sleep on Tate Tizzle.
Or a little baby. Right, going to be third down now for the Yellow Jackets, third and short. Goldman will fake the handoff, looking to throw, throwing it towards the end zone. It is going to be caught and in for the touchdown. That is Orrin Russell, touchdown Yellow Jackets.
Orrin Russell gets his first varsity catch. It turns into a touchdown. He comes in as one of the tight ends in that big power eye set. Nice play action pass. John Goldman saw that Ray was covered in one area, found his tight end sitting in the middle of the field. Orrin Russell did a good job reaching up above his head, turned and got in the end zone, and the Yellow Jackets got exactly what they needed.
3 plays to get into the end zone for the Yellow Jackets, and they are on the board. We'll send out Jonathan Bravo to attempt the extra point. Dylan Johnson is the holder. Here is a snap. Kick is up. It is... Yep. No, they said he missed it. Okay, from this angle, it looked like it snuck in, but they say it is no good. Jonathan Bravo will miss the extra point, and with 4:17 left in the first half, Hammond 7, Denham Springs 6. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
As we welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football, it is 7-6. Hammond with the lead by 1 point as Jonathan Bravo misses the extra point. Mitch, from our angle here, looked like he had snuck it just inside that upright. Obviously, the referees underneath it had the better angle. And
like it was never there. Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist.
Guy here, Joseph Herrera, looks like he's taking over with the kickoff duties.
And he will kick it off, and it will be a end-over-end short kick, spot kick to the 45-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the for the Tornadoes. But that will bring us to our Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. For Auto, Home, and Life, it's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net.
That was a 16-yard scoring drive for the Yellow Jackets. Only took 54 seconds off the clock. And we finished up with an 8-yard touchdown pass from John Goldman to Orrin Russell. And after the missed extra point, the Yellow Jackets cut the lead down to 7-6 with just 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second quarter.
That is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. 1st and 10 now for Hammond. They will have it at their own 47-yard line to start this drive, and with a 1-point lead, it will be Taryn Jones out of the shotgun. Here is the snap. He will hand it off to Bennett. Bennett bounces off a defender, spins around, and fights for some extra yardage as he gets right to about midfield. Got to give Zaylin Bennett
some. That was Cedric Polk got there with the first hit. I couldn't tell until he finally got up off the ground, but Cedric Polk got there, hit him in the backfield, spun him around, and then another big hit. I thought that was 26 and not 27 that made the hit, but it's got to be Matwire, 27, that made that hit. Oh, there he is, 26, cornerback. There you go. I was looking in the wrong spot. So Dylan Thomas, yeah, thank you. So he came in with the big hit at the end.
Let's go defense! All right, makes it second down for the Tornadoes from their own 49-yard line. Jones from the shotgun will get the snap. He will hand it off to Bennett again, who will be stood up at midfield, or it'll be third down now for Hammond.
Staying strong on the inside of that Yellow Jacket defense right there. Once again, having a big second quarter. Jason Dixon was right there, and then Jeremiah Ardoin. Jackets have gone with some subs on that defensive line the last 2 drives. Remember, it's hot and humid, and we got to have some depth, and they've shown good depth right there. Jason Dixon making some big plays. Jeremiah Ardoin right there with a nice tackle on the inside run. So Yellow Jackets trying to get off the field here on third down.
Clock running with 3 minutes left here in this first half. 7-6, Hammond with the lead. Ball is going to be at midfield, where it'll be third down for the Tornadoes. Jones from the shotgun will get the snap. He's looking to throw, dances around in the backfield, taking a shot downfield, throws it into double coverage, going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Donut Monroe, and it is fourth down for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, they tried a little pump on some outside routes, and then Jones tried to find his receiver deep down the hash. Really good coverage over the top. Angel Moreau, I thought he was going to have a chance to pick it off, but Jaden Washington probably got his hands on it and knocked it away, which was 2 Jacket defenders jumping for the ball, 1 Hammond receiver, broke the pass up. So really good job by the Jacket defenders, both of them in great position, bring out the punt unit for Hammond.
Yep, it will be fourth down right at midfield for the Tornadoes. Here is the snap as they will punt it away. Tanner Kerner is back to receive, but he won't get a chance here. This is a short punt that hits about the 40 and rolls back to the 33-yard line, around the 35. We'll get that spot for you, but we will take this time out. It is 2:28 left here in the first half. Hammond 7, Denham Springs 6. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will start this drive shy of the 30-yard line. It is going to be Goldman wrapped up in the backfield for a sack. Not what you wanted to do there when you're trying to.
Definitely not how you wanted to start this drive. We went from thinking, man, we've got 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We've got 2 timeouts. We've shown good ability to run 2-minute offense here last year, early part of this year, and now with a loss on first down, we're about to slow things down and make sure we don't have a quick possession and give the ball back to Hammond with a chance to score before half. Got to play a little bit more conservatively at this point.
Going to be 2nd down and long now for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman out of the shotgun will get the snap. Rolls, looking to throw on the run, and it will be incomplete. Ball at the 45-yard line of Denham Springs. Intended receiver was Sean, and it is a quick 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets.
Good breakup by Vince Delaney, a senior defensive back there for Hammond. I thought Sean was going to be able to bring it in, but I really do think Delaney got his hand in there and poked the ball out at the last moment. Good throw by John Goldman to find his brother working a little corner route near the sideline, but a nice defensive play for Hammond there, bringing up a 3rd and long. And so, as we mentioned, we were hoping to pick up a few yards early on and get a 1st down and start working that 2-minute offense, and now we've gone backwards and facing a 3rd and really long and facing a chance for Hammond to get the ball back.
Yep, Yellow Jackets need to get across the 35 to about the 37. Here is Goldman out of the shotgun, has pressure coming, he escapes it. He's rolling, throwing it downfield now. It is going to be caught at the 35. He's at the 40, 45 across midfield. That is going to be
Matthew Duvall.
Matthew Duvall on the reception. Thank you, Mitch. And it is going to be a 1st down for the Yellow Jackets. Make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Cater your next party at Big Mike's.
A little bit of a scramble drill. The initial routes weren't open. Goldman bought some time, rolled out to his right. Matthew Duvall, who was in the middle of the field, broke back toward the Yellow Jackets sideline, and a good throw and a catch. Big catch by Matthew Duvall right there, picking up that 1st down.
Now from the Hammond 47-yard line, Goldman empty backfield. Will throw it quickly. It is going to be a almost one-hand grab by Sean. No, he did catch it. Man, he made a heck of a catch right there. One arm out to the side, and it is
they waved it incomplete.
Okay, they waved. Okay, I thought he had it. I was like, man, he almost made a good catch. Will be incomplete until
now that we're go ahead. I'm sorry, but now that we're across midfield, we got the big 3rd down conversion across midfield. We should have 2 timeouts left, 1:13. We got time to go score. We don't have to be in a super big rush as long as we can keep moving forward.
2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Hammond 47-yard line. It will be Goldman handed off in the backfield to Kerner. Kerner coming to the near side, gets across the 40 to the 35, and it will be pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Is there a flag?
There's a flag. I'm hoping for a horse collar. I'm hoping it's not a receiver that was holding. Maybe a horse collar. They grabbed the back of his jersey, but the Yellow Jackets offense is walking backwards. Had to have been the receiver down here trying to make a block. Yep. Now it's going to back us up 10 from the spot, so it looks like it's going to be marked somewhere near midfield. so it's only going to turn out being a 3-yard penalty. But Kerner had a big run. It does hurt us because we had a first down on the play. But seeing that the holding penalty happened way downfield, we don't get the worst of it.
Yeah, so that makes it 2nd down and 13 now. 1:05 left here in this first half. Hammond 7, Denham Springs 6. Goldman with a empty backfield. He will get the snap. He drops back, and we've got a flag.
Yep, the ball down here at receiver. Got antsy, flinched forward before the ball was snapped. So just what we didn't need as we crossed midfield. We've shot ourselves in the foot with 2 penalties. So 15 yards worth of penalties here once we started getting in range to get more points on the board. Still some time to work. Only 2nd down. We got a couple downs to get after it.
2nd and long now for the Yellow Jackets. Ball is back at their own 45 now. Goldman going to keep it himself. Steps up, gets across midfield, stays on his feet, shakes the defender, gets to the 40. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. Near sideline, at the 10, the 5, and he is across the goal line and in for the touchdown. Touchdown, John Goldman, quarterback keeper.
What a really great call right there. A quarterback draw. Goldman got back through the inside, bounced to the edge, and then Matthew Duvall, who made the big 3rd down catch a while ago, had a little slip up on all sides, came back and picked up the last key block that Goldman needed to make sure he got all the way to the end zone, and the Yellow Jackets have had a huge last half of the 2nd quarter to take the lead.
Yellow Jackets get across the goal line on a John Goldman quarterback keeper from his own 45-yard line. It will be Bravo to attempt the extra point. Here's a snap. Kick is down, and this one is through the uprights, and the extra point is good. 50 seconds left here in this first half. It is Denham Springs 13, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
As we welcome back in at 2 Yellow Jackets football, that brings us to another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Janet Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Mitch, go ahead.
Yellow Jackets right there with a 73-yard scoring drive. It took 1:58 off the clock. Finished up with a Sean Goldman 51-yard touchdown run. And with 30 seconds left in the first half, the Yellow Jackets have taken a 13-7 lead.
That is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive, and Yellow Jackets will kick it off from the 40-yard line with 50 seconds left. Here is a kick. It will be fielded at the 20-yard line. Hammond from their own 20 on the return now, going sideways, trying to cut it upfield at the 25, the 30, 35, still on his feet and going to be pushed out of bounds around the 35. We'll see where the spot is, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes with 40 seconds left here in the half.
I'm just laughing up here in the top of the bleachers. I don't know whose hands were extended more, mine or Coach Beard's. We both saw an obvious block in the back as he was running across the middle of the field trying to get to the other sideline. Plenty of penalties called this half. They didn't get that one right there. Although, look, there's one on the other sideline. I hope that's not at the end on the tackle and going to get them the ball across midfield. They call it on Denham, unsportsmanlike against Denham. I don't know what happened. I didn't see it. It was over near the end of the play.
I want to give a quick shout-out while we're figuring this out. Mitch, our guy, former offensive coordinator Kyle Caskey, is tuned in tonight, watching from Baton Rouge at home. Great to have you along, Coach Caskey.
I'd love to get a little Caskey's clicker with some huddle video after the game tonight, and he can really break down what's happening out there on the field for us. Used to love watching his videos back when Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase were lighting it up for the LSU Tigers.
Also want to give a shout-out to the Beard family. Mom and Dad watching back in Birmingham. Great to have you all along as well. Coming up, it will be the Whistle Stop Halftime Report. And again, it will be Denham Springs Hall of Famer Robert Graves and John Fine. Stick around for that. We have a timeout
had to
called
burn
on
a
the field.
timeout before the snap, so that's good for the Jackets.
Yep, timeout called on the field. We will take it with them as well. Denham Springs 13, Hammond 7, 40 seconds left in the half. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
As we welcome back into Yellow Jackets football, it comes to you on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. As always, give it a like and subscribe. It comes to you on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, Chris Ledoux, Darren Ferrente, and John Fine all in tow here. Thanks to the legend, Coach Butch Wax, for visiting with us in the Sports Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. 1st and 10 now for the Tornadoes from their own 46-yard line. Jones looking to take a shot downfield. He does, and it's going to be incomplete as it goes out of bounds. Intended receiver right there was Terrell, and it is 2nd down, stops the clock with 34 seconds.
Well, the Jackets caught the break with Hammond having to burn a timeout on the first play before they even snapped it. They're going to have now just 34 seconds left. The ball is on the Hammond 46-yard line. Got a little cramp out there on the field. One of the players, I saw him go down. That might be Dixon over there on the top side. Like I said, it's going to be hot out there, and it's going to get a lot of that second half. And maybe, possibly, that had something to do with that quarterback draw that Goldman had sprinting through the Hammond defenders out there. Several of those guys in the secondary go both ways for Hammond. Those big guys up front for them, are going to get worn down over the 4-quarter football game that we have here. And that is Jason Dixon, who had a little bit of a cramp issue. You give a shout-out earlier. Let's give a little shout-out to Coach Josh Neal, Southside Buccaneer junior high coach. Jason Dixon came from Southside. Coach Neal worked with him in 8th grade and got him excited about football, and now he's making big moves for the Denham Springs High School Yellow Jackets.
But Jacob Neal is the better brother.
I mean, North Oaks, we got to give a shout-out to North Oaks and Jacob Neal. There might not be a better commercial on the broadcast other than North Oaks with Jacob Neal giving the voiceover.
Going to be 2nd down and 10 now for the Tornadoes. It will be 2nd and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Jones looking to throw. He does. It's going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage, and intended receiver was Donut Monroe, but big Paul put up by
Devin Mack. Devin Mack, defensive end, got his hands up right now, and Jackets are using some reserves. Right now I see Debo Scott in the end zone with Coach Bork getting a little bit of work done. Hopefully that's nothing too serious, and we'll see him back in the second half. But with Jason Dixon we saw earlier, now he's out. We're going a little bit deeper into the reserve on our defensive line. So a really big play by one of our senior leaders up front, Devin Mack, to get his hands on the ball, because if Donut Monroe gets that ball in the open field, he is quick, and he had a chance maybe right there to make something happen with it when he caught that ball in the flats, but good deflection by the defensive end.
It is a hot, humid night here from Tornado Alley. It is going to be 3rd and 10 for the Tornadoes. Jones looking to keep it himself, coming to the near sideline. He gets to midfield, and he will be tackled shy of midfield. And we've got a flag on the play.
That one was going to be a hold, and we saw the whole jersey grab and shoulder turn. Just as we spoke about Devin Mack, he was working to get up the field, and they got hands out and kind of turned his whole shoulder back. The white hat from the background was able to see that. Interesting if Coach Beard's going to go ahead and take the penalty or let them play 4th and 8 or push them back to 3rd and 20. But that was just a straight quarterback sweep. As Jones took the snap, he was rolling out, no intention to pass the ball, trying to just run with it. Good job by the Jacket defense, and Coach Beard's got the option to play 4th and about 9 or back them up to 3rd and 20. But there's 22 seconds left. So what he wants to do right here, that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
He does, and it's rare to see a coach so into those moments that he is always just right there, and he knows exactly what it should be, what it shouldn't be, what I get. And
now the clock's going to roll, so Hammond's going to let it go to halftime, and I guess Coach Beard's fine doing that as well. So all in all, good stand at the end there by the Jacket defense. Great job to get points on the board there quickly in the second quarter in the last 4.5 minutes as the Yellow Jackets were able to take the lead before half.
All right, Hammond will line up, but the clock will hit 000, and that will send us to the half. It will send us to the Whistle Stop halftime report, brought to you by Whistle Stop, with the same great French cuisine and coffee and fast, friendly service, but now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. Denham Springs 13, Hammond 7. We are back after this. When we return, it will be John Fine and Denham Springs Hall of Famer Robert Graves. Stay with us. We're back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry. And Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
Bank Plus, together with Zelle, makes it easy to send money straight from your smartphone to friends, family, the yard guy, babysitters, or millions of others with access to Zelle. So yeah, pretty much anyone. And of course, they can all send you money too. Settle that dinner tab with Zelle. It's free, fast, and secure. And right in the Bank Plus mobile app. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply.
Handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
You already know that State Farm agent Brandy Robertson offers great service, but what you probably didn't know is that State Farm also has surprisingly great rates on auto insurance. In fact, customers call them jaw-dropping. And the surprise isn't reserved for just some. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson has surprisingly great rates for everyone in Denham Springs. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Just be sitting down when you do. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
We welcome you back to the Whistle Stop Halftime Report. My name is John Fine, producer of Denham Springs High School broadcast, and with us right now, a great friend of Denham Springs High School, a great friend of Denham Springs High School sports, and a great friend of our broadcast. He is Robert Graves. Robert, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. Robert, how did you first get involved with Denham Springs High School athletics?
Well, at the time, there was a sports writer named Pee Wee Day there in Denham Springs that did sport writing for the Denham Springs Livingston Parish News. And Coach Wax, his first year, when he became the head football coach, there was a State Times-Picayune afternoon paper reporter that wanted to do a series on the 6th AAA district every Thursday in the paper, and they wanted stats. So Pee Wee suggested to Butch that he contact me, and that's how I got started.
It's been 50 years that you've been a part of Denham Springs athletics. There was one or two hiatuses, but a half a century. Wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah, I still research all the scores for Denham and keep up with them, and been working on the girls' basketball history lately.
Now, Robert, tell us about your trips to faraway places with Coach Butch Wax.
Yeah, we would. One of the ones that really stand in my mind was when the first time we had to play Central Lafourche at their stadium. He and I rode over there one Sunday just to see how far it was and how we would approach getting to the stadium and stuff.
I know you still maintain a very close personal relationship with Coach Wax, too.
Yes, We were only 2 years apart in high school there at Denham, and his senior year, I was a sophomore, but we didn't really know each other. But our dads were real close friends, and so after we got together, then in '75, we noticed that discovered that our dads were very close friends. They were in World War II together, and so Butch and I really became real close friends because I would pick him up every Saturday morning. We'd go trade hymns together.
Now, you got close to a future Denham Springs coach in Drew Nettles.
Yes, Drew was a special player at Denham. He loved, you could tell he was going to be a coach. He loved to sit there and break down game films with us, or if we went to scout someone. I can remember one time we went to scout Covington in the pregame jamboree, and he went with us and sat there, and he could really scout a football team. We got real close during the season. He still holds the record for most interceptions in a career. But after he became head coach, he turned over some responsibilities to me that helped me learn a lot of stuff, like the season tickets, and put me in charge of marketing and getting sponsorships and stuff. He still checks on me weekly.
All right, talk a little bit about what it entailed keeping stats. Now, you did not have a laptop at that time.
No, I even had to make my own charts and stuff. Later, I got, of course, we had computers later, but I did it different than some people did back in those days. I walked with the ball. I was allowed to because I kept my mouth shut and didn't holler at officials. They didn't mind me walking with the ball. So I was able to be very accurate with my yardage that way too. Everything was hand recorded during the game. And then later, I got fancy with my charts and stuff like that. And statistics. I have 401 folders with every individual play of every 401 games that I did for Denham.
Wow. Any of those games really stand out to you?
Yeah, one of the most ones that really stand out over the years has been the 3-0 win over Central at Denham, where we kept the ball. It was tied 0-0 going in the fourth quarter, and we kept the ball almost 10 minutes. And Jimmy Vittner kicked a field goal, and we won it. And then when we kicked off, there was only like 10 seconds left in the game. That one stands out good. Josh Lewis, who's fitting to be in the Hall of Fame this couple of weeks here at Denham, his 57-yard field goal was unbelievable to see and watch as it went towards the old field house.
Great memories. Robert, talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame and what it meant you're being inducted into the Denham Springs High School Athletic Hall of Fame.
It's very special. You don't realize how special it is until you get in there and then go to their banquet every year. The other Hall of Famers line up, and then you're able to walk between them and get to your seat right before you present your award. And also like a class reunion in a way. You get to see the old coaches and the old statistician now, and the players, that played there many years ago.
Robert, what makes Denham Springs High School football so special to you? Denham Springs High School athletics and Denham Springs High School.
Well, the Forest football, they started in 1930. Like I said a while ago, I have stats where I kept stats on them for 401 games while I was at Denham. Then I have another 5 games that I did while I was recruited by Live Oak later on in my career. But also, it's the history of the school principals that they've had there. And I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Hornsby when I was in high school. And when I was in high school, of course, I went to all the football games. And Coach Wax's senior year, I watched him play quarterback, and he was also a defensive back, and he was on punt team and kickoff team. So he never even came out most of the games that he played. But just to see desire that the players always had in the student body, and the way they really loved Yellow Jacket sports, period. I was able to watch in 85 the state stamp championship baseball game that Coach Steve Long was the coach of, the head coach, and Drew was the freshman catcher. And then all the basketball history, players like Tasman, Mitchell, and many more. It's just, it's just a good atmosphere. And being able to play 2 years of baseball at Denham and run track was always fun too.
Robert, what are you doing right now? What does Robert Graves do in retirement? I think you're working harder than you did when you were working.
Probably so. I spend lots of hours on the computer now. I have several newspaper websites that I can research stuff. And like I said, I'm been working on the Denham Springs girls basketball history. A lot of people don't know that they started playing basketball in the mid 1900s. That's been fun to go back and find those scores and stuff. Then I've just completed doing the history. I like Livingston Parish because that's where I was born and raised. And I just completed the Dahl High School football 25 years that they had football at Dahl. And I just completed their research and got all their scores for those 25 years.
Robert, you got a website?
Nope, don't have one
yet.
no more.
Okay.
I used to have one, and but it was costing me money, so I don't have one no more.
All right, Robert, thanks for everything you do for Denham Springs High School. Thanks for everything you do for us, our broadcast. We really appreciate it, and thank you for joining us.
I really enjoy y'all's broadcast. Y'all do a great job. Josh is very special to me. He does a wonderful job, and that's why I don't mind sharing my stats or history that I have with Josh, and it's just been a pleasure working and watching y'all. Y'all do a fantastic job.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. That is Robert Graves. It is the Whistle Stop Halftime Report. Josh and Mitch coming your way after this pause on Yellow Jackets football.
Did you know that you no longer need a doctor's order to attend physical therapy in the state of Louisiana? This is Ben Wilson from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, reminding you that if you have an injury, nagging pain, or if you want to simply improve your overall health and well-being, come see us at Peak Performance. Gladly serving the fine people of Livingston Parish for over 20 years, now with 3 locations including Denham Springs, Watson, and Maurepas. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Amy.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Michon and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to the Whistle Stop Halftime Report. About 5:50 left here in the half. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, and 13-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead. Mitch, if you're the Denham Springs coaching staff there at the half with the Yellow Jackets, what are you saying?
You have to be pleased with the way we finished that second quarter. We were down 7-0 at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, got 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes, and so a great finish, but you still have to be concerned about the way we started. And just the whole first quarter, Hammond had the ball in the Yellow Jacket red zone. Defense held them out one time, but then after moving the ball a little bit downfield and the Yellow Jackets end up with a turnover on downs, Hammond went right back down the field and got in the red zone again. That time finished it off with a touchdown. So first quarter dominated by Hammond, but the second quarter the Yellow Jackets were able to come back, maybe a little bit of that depth we hoped for early in the game. We talked about it, hot four-quarter night. Hopefully we have more depth than they do, some guys we can rotate in there, keep some fresh legs, and maybe paid off at the back end of that second quarter. But coming out here in this third quarter, Hammond's got explosive offense. The quarterback can get going. Taryn Jones, he can make a few passes, but he's really dangerous with his feet. Got to try and keep him contained and in the box. And then on offense, trying to sustain some drives. We've had a short field after a turnover and then the long touchdown run by Goldman on the quarterback draw, but we need good sustained drives and keep the chains moving and get the first downs.
Yeah, and if you kind of look how the game played out, the first drive, Yellow Jackets, or excuse me, they take the opening kickoff, take it down to what looks like to be the 1-yard line, gets called back, and then they end up with an interception on the first play from scrimmage. Then you give it to Hammond. Hammond misses a 35-yard field goal down, unable to punch it into their end zone. Then we turn it over on downs the next possession. Then it's a touchdown by Hammond on their next possession. It was a 1-yard touchdown run by the running back Lewis. Extra point was good. That puts you at 7-0 with Hammond with the lead. And then we go to the second quarter. Yellow Jackets have to punt right into the second quarter. Hammond gets it from the 1-yard line. They end up turning the ball over on the bad snap over the quarterback Lewis's head. We get the ball. We go down, finally get on the board. It was a 16-yard touchdown run. 16-yard touchdown catch by Russell, and the extra point was no good. So a weird miss right there by Jonathan Bravo, and then Hammond had to punt it on the next possession, and then Yellow Jackets score 51-yard touchdown quarterback scramble by John Goldman, and the extra point was good on that one. And that brings us to 13-7 here at the half.
Well, I wouldn't call it a scramble. I think that was a design quarterback draw.
Yeah.
I believe that was a call. Coach Fournier dialed up a good one with a quarterback draw and blocked really well. And then, as we said at the time, Matthew Duvall picked up that last block to make sure that was down the field to make sure Goldman got into the end zone. Defensively, we got to be concerned about the screen passes. Their biggest plays in that first half were some wide receiver screens. We've been able to get some good pressure with our front, and also a couple of blitzes have gotten home. But if you get real blitz happy, I'll never forget calling JV defense one time forever ago. Coach David Swacker at Santa Ma was calling the JV offense on the other side, and we hit them with a couple of blitzes and got them. Well, then on a 3rd and long, I dialed up another blitz, and they popped a wide receiver screen, went about 50 yards for a touchdown, and I learned my lesson. You just can't get too happy blitzing every down because they can pop you with a screen if you get too aggressive with it. So pick your spots, but also have some guys sitting back watching ready for those wide receiver screens because that was dangerous in the first half for Hammond. We need to shut that down in the second half.
All right, we're about to take a timeout here, but before we do, as always, on DS Jacket Vision, hit the like and subscribe there. So as we go to the halftime break here for the Whistle Stop Halftime Report, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We certainly would appreciate it. And what we will do is we will take this timeout. When we come back, we should be ready for second half action here from Tornado Alley. We're back after this timeout. It is the Whistle Stop Halftime Report.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. That will do it for the Whistle Stop halftime report, brought to you by the Whistle Stop, with the same great French cuisine and coffee and fast, friendly service, but now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. Ready to get second half action here underway. It is Yellow Jackets 13, Hammond 7. Yellow Jackets will be kicking off to Hammond to start this second half.
Big possession right here for the Yellow Jacket defense. And so, interesting, like I mentioned earlier, new kickoff guy tonight. We've got Jordan, where are we at? I done lost
82?
my place. I had it earlier. Now I'm 82.
83. 82.
It's a Herrera. Yeah, Joseph Herrera. I'm sorry. But it looks like probably a soccer player getting high leverage on these sky kicks that he's going right here. Had a good one a little while ago.
Here is Herrera's kick, end over end. Hits the 39-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Hammond High Tornadoes. So just on the way here, Mitch, any keys to the second half here that the Yellow Jackets need to hone in on?
Yeah, that was probably a little shorter than we wanted. Probably back them up around the 30, not quite close to the 40. But, yeah, as I mentioned before, just we're getting good pressure, but be careful on the receiver screens. They've hit us on a few of those. That's been their biggest plays. If we can keep the quarterback in the pocket and watch out for the screens, they haven't put together a lot of successful drives. There's been big plays here a few at a time.
They will start it at their own 38-yard line, just underway here from Tornado Alley. Great to have you all along here with us. Got a good Denham crowd here in the stands. Hopefully a good crowd watching and listening back at home. It is going to be Lewis from the shotgun. Jones. Here is a snap. He will get it out to Donut. Donut will make the catch and gets to the 45 and will be brought down at the 45 on the far sideline. Looks like they're going to give him the 46. So a nice first down pickup right there. Jones to Donut Monroe.
Little zone action read right there as Jones had an opportunity to run the football, went ahead and threw it out wide to Donut, who downfield tried to hide behind a receiver who was blocking. He tucked right behind him like he's playing peekaboo, but Bryson Smith was able to find him and make the tackle, but a pretty good first down play there for Hammond.
Yep, picks up about, 8 yards, Mitch?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it 2nd down and 2 for the Tornadoes. They will have it at their own 46-yard line. Jones will hand it off to Bennett, and he will be stood up at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be no gain on the carry.
The inside of that Yellow Jacket defense is played pretty strong tonight. Another good tackle right there, Devin Mack. I'm going to keep my eyes out for Debo Scott. Is he back on the field? Not right now. I told you at halftime I saw him getting worked on by Coach Bork. That's a key part for our defensive line. And right now, not in the game. But, of course, Jason Dixon has done a great job in that second quarter of filling in shoes for him.
Going to be 3rd and about a yard here for the Tornadoes from their own 47-yard line. Jones, shotgun formation, gets the snap, hands it off to Bennett. Bennett going to be hit at the line, spins around, but it looks like he's going to be right at the first down marker. Should be enough for a first down Hammond.
The old forward progress. We had spun him back and had to tackle behind the sticks, but he did probably lean forward half yard or so before Caden Allen was able to make the tackle. He went down behind the sticks, but he had gotten quite across at the beginning, and the referee had the spot. So first down for Hammond as they approach midfield. Like I said, that kickoff, we want to get that around the 30, somewhere between the 25 and the 30 with those sky kicks. Right there close to the 40, a little bit too much field position to give up off the kickoff.
Makes it 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes, their own 49-yard line. Here is Jones. Gets a snap, keeps it himself. He gets to midfield. Looks like he's going to get just across midfield on the far sideline, and it will be second down for the Tornadoes, but they do sneak in to Yellow Jacket territory.
Good speed by our inside linebacker senior, Cedric Polk. He chased down Jones from behind. A little bit of a bad snap, and Jones called it and took off running around the right end. But like I said, Cedric Polk was able to get out there, get after him quickly, and chase him down from behind.
All right, so it will not be sneaking just into Yellow Jacket territory. Ball will be at midfield. It's hard to see that spot on the far sideline.
It's not a well-lit stadium.
Not a well-lit. I mean, it is like Hammond. I feel like we're at Hammond again. On second down, Jones will get the snap. Gets it to Bennett. Bennett is going to be hit in the backfield and then brought down back at the original line of scrimmage. May actually lose a yard from the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 11 now for Hammond.
Trendon McTwire in there with the first hit down there around the ankles, and the rest of the defense was able to catch up and get there. McTwire had a couple good tackles, good plays at least in the first half on that right outside linebacker position. There was another one here early in the second half. Had a really good game so far.
All right, so it looked like they were putting him back at the 48. That'll be the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 10 now for Hammond. Denham Springs 13, Hammond 7, 8.5 left here in the third quarter.
Watch out for that screen. 3rd and long, good screen position right here. Just stay alert.
On 3rd and 10, Jones from the shotgun will get the snap. He drops back, throws it quickly. It is going to be caught and brought down shy of the 45-yard line. Looks like it'll be at the Denham Springs 46, where it will be 4th down now for the Tornadoes.
Angel Moreau coming up from that safety position, making a big hit. Short gain for Hammond, but not bad because it was 3rd and 10. We'll give up a 4-yard completion. Great job getting there closely and closing the gap. Angel Moreau with a big hit as well. Hammond bringing out the punt unit.
They will send out the punt team. Tanner Kerner will be back to receive. He stands back about his own 15-yard line on 4th and 7 for the Tornadoes. Here is a snap. It's a high one. Punter's able to hold on to it. Gets it off. Going to be a short punt, though, and it will be hitting at the 30-yard line. Rolls out of bounds. We'll see where the spot is officially. 13-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead over Hammond. We're back after this. It is Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, milestone title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They will start this drive at the 20, trying to get the yardage here, but it's going to be a catch by Brenton Paul on his feet at the 40, the 45. We pushed out of bounds on the far sideline, but it will be enough for a yellow.
Not quite.
Okay,
Not
we got
so
a flag.
Fast, my friend.
Okay, there you
and
go.
Honor of Lee Corso. Yellow hanky on the field.
Okay,
Somebody
good.
probably called for holding over there on the left side of the Yellow Jacket line. Looked like a good first down play right there to start the drive. Brenton Paul off the left edge. Flag come out from the side judge. Going to back it up and play 1st and almost 20. Looked like it was near the line of scrimmage.
I'm just trying to see where the original line of scrimmage is. It's hard to see the lines here, as you mentioned there, Mitch. Does it look like the 25,
about the 26,
27?
Yeah, let's say 26. 27. I think the ref's standing on the 17-yard line right now.
All right, it will be 1st down after the penalty against the Yellow Jackets.
Do they reset the ball back in the?
Looks like they had
to have been, but they're going to remark it. All right, so
16-yard line.
Oh, they backed it up to the 16 now, so they weren't sure where the drive started either. We weren't the only ones trying to figure it out.
So 26 would be right because they're back at the 16. So there you go. On
reverse.
Here is a reverse. It is going to be Brenton Paul out of the backfield on the reverse, and he is pushed out of bounds on the far sideline.
A little old school looking wing T crisscross play. Handoff coming one direction. I think Brenton Paul got the handoff coming to the right, then handed it to Trey Seals, working back to the left, a little double handoff, and Seals back around the left end over there for a nice pickup to get a second and short.
Yep, so it will be second down and short for the Yellow Jackets. It was Trey Seals. I said Brenton Paul, but Brenton Paul touched it first. Or, excuse me, it was faked to it first. Here is Goldman, fakes the handoff, looks to throw. He does. It is going to be caught by Sean, and Sean will get to the 40-yard line, and that will be a Yellow Jackets first down, making it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Big Mike's delivers through Grubhub or DoorDash. That's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Sean's got some work to do. I think his brother, Jean, tonight, when they get home, going to have a little conversation about that first pass of the night.
Did kind of hang it up there a little bit.
Doesn't look good on Jean's stats, but that ball hit Sean in the helmet.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets from their own 40-yard line. Quick throw to Trey Seals on the near sideline. Gets across the 45. Be brought down at the 47-yard line. We've got a flag on the play.
I believe the Hammond player threw a punch at the end, and I think that's going to be on them. Hey, we went back to the play earlier. Trey Seals caught one near the sideline. Looked like about a 15-yard play, but apparently it stepped out of bounds early. We just went back to it. A little bunch set over here. Throw it out to him quick. Good blocking out in front. That was about a 7-8-yard gain. So let's see what they end up calling here. It was Sean Goldman blocking at the end of the play, and the Hammond defender definitely slapped him in the face mask after it was over with.
All right, so they'll take it from the Denham Springs 45, assess the penalty, and we'll bring it to the Hammond 40-yard line. It'll be first down for the Yellow Jackets.
So just as I said, Sean had some work to do to make up from the first one. Look, that was great blocking down the field. I love receivers blocking, working hard. And as he finished that block off, the Hammond defender was frustrated at 10, 12 yards downfield and slapped him in the face mask. So we're going to tack 15 yards on to the end of that play.
So it will be first and 10 for the Yellow Jackets from the Hammond 40-yard line now with 6:14 left here in this third quarter. Here is the snap. Goldman will fake the handoff, tries to get it to Sean. Sean has it far sideline. He's at the 30, the 25. He pushed out of bounds. It looks like it'll be around the 25-yard line, but it will be time for a Water Tree hydration break. The Water Tree of Denham Springs let's try that again. The Water Tree of Denham Springs hydration break is brought to you by Water Tree, water that simply makes you feel good. Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs. We will take the timeout. Denham Springs 13, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman out of the shotgun will hand it off to Hayden Ray. Hayden is at the 10. He's at the 5. Hits a defender and will barrel to the touchdown. Hayden Ray with the score. Yellow Jackets extend the lead.
All I can say is rumble, young man, rumble. Looking like Ron Dane sprinting through the defense right there for Hammond. We mentioned he's going to get the ball in all kind of ways this year for the Yellow Jackets. Hayden Ray, a fullback, a tight end, a wide receiver, lining up and running back. The second time tonight we've handed it off to him, and he found a hole on the right side of that Yellow Jacket offensive line and sprinted through the Hammond defenders and ran over two guys in the last 5 or 6 yards to find pay dirt.
It will be Jonathan Bravo coming on to attempt the extra point. Here is a snap, the kick, through the uprights. Extra point is good. 5:46 left here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets 20, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
And we're welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. It is on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. As always, give it a like and subscribe. Keeps you up to date on all the things we are doing here at DS Jacket Vision. Coming up after this kickoff, it will be the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. But we'll get to that after this. And Bravo has now checked back in to kick it off. He will kick it off from the 40-yard line, end over end. Will be caught at the 25-yard line, now to the 30. To the 35, still on his feet at the 40. The 45 going to be brought down shy of midfield. Be decent starting position for the Hammond High Tornadoes.
We got the kick we wanted, but they had a good return going, a good touchdown saving tackle by sophomore Braylon Hawkins sprinting down the field and making a tackle, diving there near midfield to make the stop.
Right, it is now time for the Brandon Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It is Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net.
That was a 73-yard scoring drive for the Yellow Jackets. It took 1 minute 41 seconds off the clock, and we finished that drive with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left in the third quarter. The Yellow Jackets take a 27 lead on the Hayden Ray 23-yard touchdown run.
That is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. They will have it at their own 49-yard line. Here's a handoff in the backfield to Lewis. Lewis going off the right side. Keeps his feet pumping and gets some positive yards as he gets across midfield and can be brought down at the Denham Springs 45.
Yeah, Hammond's found a couple of running plays here and there, but just nothing long-term success. Nice little run right there, but if they haven't been able to stick with that consistently, it's been good for the Jacket defense after one little run like that, get a good positive stop on the next play. Whereas that last offensive drive for the Yellow Jackets, easily our best of the night, chopping off several positive plays in a row, and then the big run there to finish it off.
2nd down and 4 for the Tornadoes now. Yellow Jacket 45-yard line. Here is Lewis. Will hand it off. Jones will hand it off to Lewis, and Lewis will be stood up. Did the ball come loose?
Hey, pointing, I don't know. I was just fist pumping because I felt like I called that one. They've had one good running play, but then right after it, I said we've been able to stiffen up and stop them when they tried again. And the Yellow Jacket defensive front, as they tried to run on the second play, had a big tackle for a loss. We came away with the football. I think that was Jackson Seguin that had the ball in his hands. Referees really never saw it, but I know we popped up holding it. All the Yellow Jacket defenders were pointing that it was our football. It's just one of those situations. If no referee saw it live when it happened, they're not going to be able to give the ball to the Jackets.
Quadrez Lewis is down on the field for the Hammond High Tornadoes, so we will step away for an injury timeout. We are back after this.
They give it to us.
It is Yellow Jackets football, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, but we will take this quick injury timeout. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
20-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead over the Hammond High Tornadoes. It is 4:41 left here in the third quarter, so Denham Springs will start this drive at their own 46-yard line. It'll be Goldman from the shotgun. Bunch receivers to the near sideline, one out to the far. Here is a snap, hits Trey Seals on the sideline. Seals tries to make a move, and he does, as he will be pushed out of bounds shy of midfield.
Been working to try and make sure I get that right, but Jackson Sagan. Sagan, yep. And so he was the one holding the football as we came off the field right there. And it's just awkward like that. Sometimes it happens so quick. You make a tackle, you make a strip before it comes to the ground, you jump up and show the referee, and they're worried about getting a foot on the ground and marking a spot. But after the referees conferred, they decided the Yellow Jacket took control of the ball. Not sure why our guys came to the sideline right there because it was in the middle of the drive. But so Yellow Jacket football near midfield. We want to capitalize on that momentum. 20 points in a row right now for the Yellow Jackets. Keep that momentum moving forward.
Second down and 8 for Denham Springs. The PA announcer here from Tornado Alley is saying that there's something on the field. That's what I was able to pick up. That seems to be the little stoppage of play.
Probably a yellow flag. Been a lot of those on the field tonight.
There's been quite a few.
But not on that play.
Not on that one.
Not on that
we
one.
don't think. All right, so as we get this sorted out here, and it will be second down and 8, Yellow Jackets from their own 48-yard line. Goldman from under center will hand it off in the backfield. That is going to be to Brenton Paul, who will be stood up and brought down for no gain. I know we mentioned them a few times tonight, but those big guys up front for Hammond, they are not little babies.
No, there's some. Well, one is little baby Cervic.
Goes by, 93 goes
little
by
baby
little baby
Cervic, 93, but he is not in the game at the moment. A little bit tired. No, there he is. I see him right now. Right tackle.
All right, so it's going to be a loss of 1, so it'll be third down and 9 for the Yellow Jackets. They will have it at their own 47. Goldman sends Kerner in motion, steps back, looking to throw, fires it, looking for Hayden Ray. Is going to be incomplete at the Hammond 20-yard line. Flag does come in, as that one is about as obvious as it gets, Mitch.
Well, he had a hand on Hayden Ray's shoulder, pulling on a shoulder pad. It had to be the referee in the middle of the field that saw it. The referee on the sideline is in front and couldn't see what was happening with the left hand that was behind Hayden Ray. It was the official from the middle of the field in the center with a good vision of it. He was able to see the shoulder pull and a tug, and we're going to get pass interference on the play.
Will be pass interference against the Hammond Tornadoes. And, Mitch, I think we missed a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down there. So we'll go ahead and make that up now. Remember, at Big Mike's, they have live music on weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. And, Mitch, I know that's really your favorite.
I think it was when we had the water tree timeout.
It was, yes. We had water tree, first down, and all that was boom, boom.
But I like the line dance.
Oh, I know. And I know where to find you on Wednesday nights. Let's go ahead and take a quick injury timeout here with 3:35 left in the third. It is Denham Springs 20, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. It is going to be 1st and 10 for Denham Springs. Ball is at the 43-yard line.
If you'd like a good party, you can't quite stay up late at night to go to Big Mike's to line dance. You stop by Denham Springs Junior High.
Okay,
the first 2 weeks after Christmas break, we're going to be line dancing in that gym, and we're going to have a great time.
Goldman will go under center. Will be a heavy package for the Yellow Jackets, and have a timeout call?
No, I think we snapped the ball before it was ready. I think a timeout for Hammond.
Yep, Hammond will take a timeout. It is their first of the half, and we will take another one with them. Denham Springs 20, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Here is Trey Seals on the handoff. He is going to get it to the Hammond 35-yard line. Nice first down run right there by Trey Seals off the left side.
That's that little double handoff. We give it to Brenton Paul coming to the right side, and then we have two receivers pulling across the field to the left, and we hand it off on the inside to Trey Seals running back around the left side. So a little inside reverse. Like I said, old wing T play, they called it crisscross, and getting back around the left end, another successful play. We've done that twice tonight, and it's worked out well for the Jackets.
It'll be at the Hammond 36-yard line now for the Yellow Jackets on second down. Under 3 minutes left here in this third quarter, 22-7. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Goldman from the shotgun has Kerner in the backfield. Will fake the handoff to Kerner. Has pressure coming on his backside. Going to throw it on the run. Is going to be caught by Hayden Ray at the 25, and Hayden Ray will get to the 24, 23. We'll see where they mark him down. Doesn't matter because it is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Visit Big Mike's website and check out Big Mike's on Facebook. That is Facebook. I just aged myself there. That's Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill.
Wow, all that wing tee talk got me wanting to give a shout out to Coach David Prescott, longtime coach in the Baton Rouge area. He loved the wing tee. His son, Stephen Prescott, our defensive coordinator. I know he's listening on YouTube with us.
Got another timeout called on the field. I believe Denham Springs will take this one, and we will take it with them as well. 2:24 left here in the third. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. Touchdown, Trey Seals.
I'm going to have to describe it for you. I think we were getting that. They did not call a timeout. Both teams started moving to the sideline, and they called them back to the field quickly. We've been running that little play action, handoff one way, double reverse it back the other way. Well, this time we kind of faked the handoff, and Seals, instead of coming across the field, just drifted back out on the same side where he's at. And we threw a quick screen pass to him on the edge, and Trey Seals showed his quick speed. He had a lead blocker out there in front of him, and he got to the sideline, turned it upfield, and found the end zone.
Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Here is a snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. Extra point through the uprights, and it is good. 2:08 left here in the third quarter. Denham Springs 27, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. 27-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead now over the Hammond Tornadoes. Brings us to another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Hit it, Mitch.
That was a 2-minute and 31-second drive. I believe it went 49 yards. John, got to help me out with that 9. Is it a 49? Is it a 47? I can't quite tell. It was 40-something yards, I believe 49. Finished it up, though. We know for sure a Trey Seals touchdown pass, a 19-yard score, and the Yellow Jackets now lead 27-7.
Bravo will kick it off. It will be fielded by the Tornadoes at their own 20-yard line. Gets to the 25, to the 30, spins around, will be stood up and brought down at the 30. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. With 2:01 left here in the third quarter, Yellow Jackets now starting to find a little bit of rhythm here in the second half.
Yeah, that momentum is definitely on our side. Definitely seeing us bounce around a lot quicker. Good kick on the kickoff coverage with the team getting down there. Braylon Hawkins, and then once again, Trendon Matuara was there. 2 guys making the tackle. Earlier, Hammond was hitting some plays off a kickoff return, and they were, bouncing around a lot quicker on their sideline. But when you got 27 points in a row for the Yellow Jackets, everything's going our way. And I am happy to see Debo Scott back out there on the field, number 9, senior defensive end. So glad to see that he wasn't severely hurt earlier, and he's back in the game now for the second half.
It is going to be 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes, where they will start it at their own 30-yard line. And it will be Taryn Jones from the shotgun. 4-receiver set with 2 to either side. Will fake the handoff, looking to throw, throws it towards the middle of the field. Intercepted by the Yellow Jackets at the 45-yard line, brought down at the 40. On the interception is Angel Morrow. It'll be first down for the Yellow Jackets, but there's a flag on the play. Do we wait and see what happened?
Looks like somebody threw a punch after the play. Number 50 there for Hammond. Not very happy there. Did the play. Brendan Wilson, I'm not sure the Yellow Jacket involved with him. We'll see what happened. But let's go back and talk about the island of Vanham Road. They want to test him out over there. Trying to hit a little quick pass up the seam. And I told you earlier on a similar play, I thought he had a chance to maybe pick it off. Him and Jaden Washington both got back there and knocked it down. But that time he was right there able to pick it off and get a little bit of a return. We'll see what the dead ball flag is going to be at the end of the play, but it definitely was a dead ball foul, so that interception is going to stand.
All right, so we will take a change of possession, quick timeout here. We're back after this. It is Denham Springs 27, Hammond 7. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
As we welcome back into Yellow Jackets football, minute 52 left here in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets will get the ball. They will get a penalty. It'll be 1st and 10 for Denham Springs. Ball is at midfield.
Yeah, the flag went against the Jackets. Don't know who it was against or what the end result, but I know the Jackets had the football.
It will be Hayden Ray out of the backfield, and he will be stood up and then will get another couple yards after that. Loses the helmet.
Tighten that chin strap so he doesn't have to come down out on second down.
Got to come out on one play, right?
I know. You got to come sit a play if that helmet falls off. So, but that's a good 4-yard, 4.5, maybe 5-yard play there on first down for the Yellow Jackets. If you can keep that consistent run game going, now that you got this 20-point lead, try and get a couple first downs. You keep that clock moving.
Going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Ball is at the Hammond 46-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun will get the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw to the twin Sean, and it will hit the turf before it gets to him, and it brings up 3rd down for the Yellow Jackets.
Coach Fournier didn't want to keep the clock going, did he?
Don't think he did.
Although, you know what, if I'm a coach and I'm throwing a quick screen in the backfield, I expect that to be completed 100% of the time. You're not really expecting an incomplete pass on a throw behind the line of scrimmage to your receiver. At the worst, you get tackled at the line of scrimmage, and the clock's still running, but we spiked it at his shoes, and so incomplete pass stops the clock. Playing, 3rd and 6 here?
Yep, will be 3rd down and 6 for Denham Springs from the Hammond 46-yard line. Minute 08 left here in the third. Goldman with an empty backfield will get the snap, drops back, pressure is coming. He steps up, he's going to be hit and brought down for a loss on the play. Brings up 4th and long now for the Yellow Jackets.
Yep, the Hammond rush was able to get to Goldman right there, but did a smart thing. Don't just throw the ball up for grabs. We've got a lead. Go ahead, even if you take a sack, keep the clock rolling. We can punt, move them back. You just don't want any turnovers in this type of situation. Be smart with the football. As they always say in coaching, you want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's an extra point, field goal attempt, or a punt. You don't want any balls dropped on the ground and a turnover.
Looks like we got another cramp issue down on the field here for Hammond. Yep, they're going to work that out. So we'll take a quick injury timeout with 53 seconds left here in the third. back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Going to be 4th down and 12 for the Yellow Jackets, so that will send the punt team out. Luke Wilson will step on to punt it away for the Yellow Jackets. Here is the snap. Gets the punt away. Hits at the 20, takes a bounce, and it is going to be 1st and 10 for Hammond. They'll have it at their own 19-yard line to start this drive with 42 seconds left in the third. Denham Springs has now extended their lead. They lead it 27-7. So, Mitch, that first half was, like we said earlier, a little hard to get some rhythm going the way the game was playing out. But now they've kind of found their little niche here in the second half.
The first quarter and a half was definitely all Hammond, but we held strong enough that we were only down 7-0. We kept them out the end zone the first time they got down in the red zone, forced a long field goal attempt, and then there was a bad snap. And then was only down 7-0 when the offense got going late in the second quarter. We got going on offense. Now the defense is getting stops. Everything's going pretty well for the Yellow Jackets.
1st and 10, Tornadoes, their own 19-yard line. Jones from the shotgun. Rolls, has pressure coming. He is going to be hit, wrapped up, and brought down for a sack all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Trendon Matire, there you go for it. That's his at least second tackle for a loss. That one be a quarterback sack, maybe his third. I know one time he was definitely in the quarterback's face and caused an incompletion if he didn't get a sack on that one. But we've called his name a lot coming off that left edge of the Yellow Jacket defense. He lines up out there on slot receivers and plays in pass coverage, and every now and then we blitz him off the end, and Hammond has yet to pick him up tonight.
I thought he brought him back to the 10. He got a pretty generous spot there. Looks like they got him on the 15. But that will do it for third quarter action here from Tornado Alley. It is Denham Springs 27, Hammond 7. Back after this, it is Yellow Jackets football.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry. And Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
Working back in, it is Yellow Jackets football. We hit to the fourth quarter. Denham Springs 27, Hammond 7. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, Chris Ledoux on the camera, on-site producer Darren Ferrente, executive producer John Fine with us as well. Great to have you along with us as well as Yellow Jackets get going here on defense to start this fourth quarter. On 2nd and long, Jones will roll out of the pocket, looking to throw downfield. It is going to be intercepted by the Yellow Jackets at the 40-yard line. To the 35, to the 30, still on his feet and trying to get to the 25. And he will be stood up there on the interception by the Yellow Jackets.
That's Jaden Washington.
It is Jaden Washington, and it is going to be first down for the Yellow Jackets. That's how you start a fourth quarter when you're on defense.
You do that. As the quarterback rolled out to his left, we had Debo Scott out there hustling, getting in the quarterback's face. He took a desperation heave down the field. Jaden Washington was right there to corral it. Interception for the Yellow Jackets, and a short field as the Jackets are trying to put this game away.
Looks like they will start it at the 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Yellow Jackets, Hammond 27-yard line, 11:43 left here in the fourth. Goldman from the shotgun, and we've got a timeout called on the field. I believe Hammond will take it. Yes, Hammond takes a timeout. We will take it with them as well. 27-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
It is Yellow Jackets football. It's on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We certainly appreciate it. We're on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. And it is 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the shotgun.
Whole lot of movement going
right here. A lot
of
movement there. Tanner Kerner at quarterback.
quarterback.
First time we've seen that this season. He will get the snap. He will toss it to Goldman. Goldman rolling now. Steps up, throwing it towards the end zone. Got an open receiver, and it is caught by the twin. Sean with the touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Little razzle-dazzle by Denham Springs.
You know, Hammond had a similar type play earlier, a little double pass out of a real split wide formation. Yellow Jackets just shifted all 5 skill position players to a different spot. Direct snap to Tanner Kerner, who then flipped it on a reverse to Sean Goldman, who finds his twin brother, Sean Goldman, in the end zone for a Yellow Jacket touchdown.
I mean, what a beauty, huh? Now we're having some fun, Mitch. Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Dylan Johnson is the holder. Here's a snap. Set. Kick, and it is through the uprights. Extra point is good. 11:28 left in the fourth. Denham Springs 34, Hammond 7. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan and Associates, General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
As we welcome back into Yellow Jackets football, 11:28 left here in the fourth. Yellow Jackets now leading 34-7 over the Hammond High Tornadoes. It will be Jonathan Bravo kicking it off from the 40, end over end. It's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line and hit hard. Brought down about the 30.
That was going to be Bryson Smith with the big hit right there on the kickoff coverage. As we mentioned before, once you get that momentum going, early in the game, those kickoffs were a little bit shaky for us, but now we're flying down the field.
Brings us to a Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Hit us.
A 27-yard scoring drive in one play. Sean Goldman with a 27-yard touchdown, and with 11:38 left in the fourth quarter, in the game, Yellow Jackets take a 33-7 lead.
34. Extra point was good. Is that right? Yeah.
34. They just not put it up there. My bad. 34-7.
That's all good. Hey, when the score is 34-7, Yellow Jackets, we can say whatever we want.
We're not going to fight over 1 point at that point.
Even we sound better when the score is like this.
But like I say, you just tell momentum. Like I said, special teams get going. Remember earlier, they were getting kicks back to almost near midfield, after the sky kicks, and now we're flying down the field. We got a lot of energy. Bryson Smith with a big hit on that kickoff just a while ago, and the Yellow Jackets playing with a lot of energy at this moment.
Going to be 2nd down and 11 from the 28-yard line.
New quarterback for
New
Hammond.
quarterback as well. Yeah, we need to get that for you. It's going to be a handoff in the backfield. That is going to be to Lewis. And Lewis does pick up some positive yards going off that right side. Quarterback in is 15. Let's see if he is on the Dakota McAllister. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but with 34-7, maybe trying to give Lewis some rest.
Lewis might have a cramp as well or something like that, but Yellow Jackets got a few guys in there. Caden Shute, senior linebacker, in there right now.
3rd down and 8 for the Tornadoes. It will be McAllister from the shotgun. Here is a snap. We'll hand it off in the backfield to Lewis. Lewis is going to be wrapped up and brought down for a loss on the play as they're getting back down to the 26-yard line.
And just as I mentioned his name, Caden Shute, senior linebacker, was in there to help make that tackle there in the backfield. Yellow Jackets with a few fresh faces in there, getting some experience here, having some guys ready, always able to step in and help out when needed. As, of course, in that first half, Jason Dixon came up huge when Debo Scott got hurt. He had a big second quarter and helped the Yellow Jackets turn the tide.
So now the punt team for Hammond on 4th and 11. Tanner Kerner is back to receive, stands back at his own 45-yard line. And we have a timeout called on the field. Looks like Hammond will take this one as well.
Yeah, they didn't want to punt that one with just 10 guys.
Yep. All right, so timeout called. 34-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Welcome back in. It is Yellow Jacket football. And 34-7, Yellow Jackets with the lead. It is 9:35 left here in the 4th. And seeing some personnel changes. Just want to talk about how deep this Denham Springs defense is when we get a second Mitch, because there's two guys that they can mix in at any time, and you don't really feel like they're missing a beat.
Yeah, and look, I can tell you right now, if you look throughout the program, from the freshmen to the senior groups, there's a lot of talent coming up the ranks. Some of those guys are starting to get in right now. I've called sophomore Braylon Hawkins' name out. He's in at safety at the moment. The future is bright for the Yellow Jackets, and we want to finish strong this year and also keep building toward the future as well.
Yellow Jackets pulled Tanner Kerner up and did not put any back to return that one, and the quarterback, McAllister, did the quarterback drop kick. So it will be 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets. They will take over with 8:37 left here in the 4th. And it will be 1st and 10 for Denham Springs. They will start this one about their own 35-yard line, or actually right at their own 35-yard line. So any substitutions for Yellow Jackets,
yeah,
you
I'm
think,
just kind of looking.
I'm
looking to line a couple of white shirt. Will Robertson, a senior offensive lineman's in there at guard right now. I saw him trotting on the field. Those guys up front did a really good job there from the midway point of the second quarter.
Goldman from under center will hand it off to Brent Paul in the backfield. Brent Paul gets to the 40-45 across midfield, takes a couple of defenders down with him, but it will be a 1st down for Denham Springs on the Brenton Paul. No, that's Trey Sills.
That was Brenton, I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Okay.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
I can't. They're 5 and 6. It throws me off. I'm trying to.
It's hard to see. And with our offense this year, like, our guys move around at any spot. I mean, they might be receiver, they might be a running back. You don't know where they are. You really got to be locked in before the play.
Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill, Jackets 1st down. Big Mike's is children friendly, great food, and locally owned by Big Mike O'Neill. Nonetheless, it will be 1st and 10. It was Brenton Paul or Trey Sills. Seems like it was Brenton Paul, but then it felt like Sills was coming this way. Anyway, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They get to the Hammond 48-yard line. Here's a handoff in the backfield. That is going to be Landry.
Enzo. Yep.
Enzo Landry will get to the Hammond 40-yard line. On the first down run, good first down run by the Yellow Jackets.
And a big push by that Yellow Jacket offensive line.
Got a lot of guys they can move in there, too, for the Yellow Jackets on that offensive line.
Yep, see Caden Campbell's still in the game with it right now at the moment. Chase Gordon, junior tackle, he's in there in the game, opening up holes on the front. Junior Bryson McCabe still in there at center.
Going to be second down and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Line of scrimmage is the Hammond 41-yard line. Going from under center, we'll get it off to Landry again. Landry tries to go off the right and will be brought down around the 40. See if they give him the 39 or the 40. But it will be third and short now for the Yellow Jackets as the clock runs with 6:53 left here in the fourth.
Also, just looking, I think Evan Sykes is also in the game, backup offensive lineman, but I want to talk well about Evan Sykes. He is new this year as far as on the special teams, the short snapper on field goals, and he's done an excellent job so far this year. He's doing a good job. All the execution on those snaps have gone well for the Jackets, and that's a key position.
Going to be third and short. Another handoff to Landry, and Landry will get to the 34-yard line, and that will be a first down for the Yellow Jackets, which we love to say. Another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame. That is at Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Another lineman substitution, senior Cole Curtis getting into the game right here, and so going to get our water break here, our last fourth quarter water break.
Yep, that will bring us to the Water Tree of Denham Springs hydration break, brought to you by Water Tree, water that simply makes you feel good. That is Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, and we are back after this timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Hand off to Enzo Landry as he gets to the 30, the 25, the 20. Going to be another first down for the Yellow Jackets. New quarterback for Denham Springs, Mitch.
That's got to be the holder. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. I was looking at some of the receivers that were out there, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be Dylan Johnson,
yes.
Number 16, senior, getting some reps here as the backup quarterback.
But it is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Let Big Mike's cater your next big party. That's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First down for the Yellow Jackets. Line of scrimmage is 14-yard line. 15?
I was looking at Baron Markwood lined up out there, receiver, senior receiver. Also Briss Moss, a senior receiver.
Johnson will be in at quarterback for Goldman. He will get the snap from the shotgun, hands it off to Landry. Landry going to be stood up at the 15 and pushed backwards. And it will be second down for Denham Springs. Obviously, with this score at 34-7, Yellow Jackets going to be a heavy dose of Enzo Landry, I would assume.
Probably so right now. They're going to, I'm sure, keep it on the ground a good bit, but I just mentioned it earlier. I'm just telling you, the Coach Beard's got to be happy, like I said, with the depth of his program from freshman through senior classes. The freshmen went out 140-0 this week. The JV team also won, so looking for a clean sweep this week, but a lot of good-looking players, sophomores and juniors, and some of them just now getting into the ball game here and
Johnson will go under center on second down. He will hand it off to Landry, who will be hit immediately in the backfield. And it's going to be third down. Pushes it back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be about 3rd and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets as the clock runs with 4:10 left here in the fourth. So now the focus, especially for us, not the team, they still got a few minutes left to go, starts looking at that home game. And, you know, Mitch, I was thinking during one of the timeouts there, this has been fun, but there's no place like home.
I like to get back home at Yellow Jacket Stadium.
Johnson out of the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Will get the snap. Hands it off to Landry. Landry coming to the near side. Gets to the 10-yard line. They're going to be brought down there about the 10. We'll see where the mark is, but it looks like it's going to be 4th down for Denham Springs as the clock will run with 3:30 left here. Yeah, you go on the road, you're doing these situations like we're in the bleachers and all that. Boy, next 2 weeks at Yellow Jacket Stadium in our sweet confines, can't wait.
I don't think we have to sit in the bleachers next week right next to the band.
We don't have to. Nope, we don't. We did our best here, Mitch. That's all I can say.
Hey, on that last play, good lead block out there by Cole Curtis, senior guard, pulling, kicking out the end, getting Enzo some room to get close to the first down.
Going to be 4th and short. Yellow Jackets will keep the offense on the field. Johnson will get the snap. Picks the handoff to Landry, looks to throw. It is going to be intercepted by Hammond and going all the way. Johnson trying to chase the defender down, but he's not going to catch him. He's got the 20, the 10, the 5, and in for the touchdown. Touchdown Hammond on a 4th down throw from Johnson.
Just watching the coaches' reactions on the sideline when that happens. On a lot of these plays, there's an option to run or pass. Like, it's built into the play that if you get a certain look, you can throw the pass. My thought, just watching the way the reaction happened, as soon as the pick was made, I looked and saw the sideline. I think coaches were wanting just kind of an automatic run on it, and Johnson thought he saw a look where he had a pass, and it might have been open, but he kind of underthrew it a little bit and allowed the Hammond defender to cut in front and take it the distance for a touchdown the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing Coach Ryan Fournier, offensive coordinator for the Yellow Jackets, talking to Johnson, kind of, good teaching moment right there for the senior quarterback, who also is the holder on extra points. But it is a touchdown for the Tornadoes. It was Arnell Garner on the interception, pick 6 for the Tornadoes, and it will be extra point coming up now for Hammond. Here's a snap. Hold. It is going to be picked up as it was a bad snap. It looks like now it is going to go to the holder. He's going towards the end zone, and he is going to be in a 2-point conversion. Was that design, Mitch?
No, it was kind of bobbled at the bottom, and the kicker did a really good job of just picking the ball up and rolling. And as he rolled to the right, he just turned and looked for his man Donut. Where's Donut at? And he found Donut in the backfield, and he caught it. And all the defense for the Jackets had moved toward the holder, the kicker, and he just threw it back to the open man.
2:27 left in the 4th, 34-15. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. 2:27 left here in the 4th quarter from Tornado Alley at Hammond High School. 34-15. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Hammond with the pick 6 and the busted extra point turns into a 2-point conversion.
Back deep right now, Caden Milligan. If they kick this ball deep, Caden Milligan's a junior. Kind of bounced around a little bit from the secondary, running back and forth a little bit. And I know he had a good game this week in the JV at running back.
Here's the kickoff from the 40-yard line. It will hit at the 20. Going to be picked up by Denham Springs. On the return to the 25 to just shy of the 30-yard line.
And that was Milligan right there on that deep side. Yep. Caden Milligan.
All right, so Yellow Jackets will take over here with 2:15 left, Mitch, so I can't imagine that you'll see any passes here by Denham Springs, especially after the last one.
Probably not. Probably not.
And as I said that, the first play will be a little play action, something down the field, but don't think that will happen. But Yellow Jackets looking to start this season off 1-0 with 2 minutes and 15 left here in the 4th. Johnson will remain in at quarterback for Denham Springs. Waits for the snap. He will get it.
Goodness.
Ball is going to be loose. He falls on it as he was trying to get it to
Milligan. That's Milligan in the backfield at running back, but it's just don't know if he reached and got it in there. I don't know if Milligan thought he was pulling it.
Keeps the clock running with 1:53 left here. It'll be 2nd down and 11. They'll lose a yard on the little mishap right there. Johnson was able to fall on it and keep it covered up. 2nd down and 11 now for Denham Springs. Johnson gets it, hands it off to Milligan. Milligan coming to the near sideline. Will be brought down just shy of the 30. Minute and a half left here in the 4th. Starting to crank up the buses here back in behind the bleachers.
I know you want those kids to get out there and get this experience, but after that pick six, I think as a coach, you're just like, get this clock to 0. Let's get out of here. The smile on your face kind of disappears a little bit when you give up a pick six like that at the end.
Going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Yellow Jackets. It will be from their own 29-yard line. Johnson from the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near sideline. Has Milligan in the backfield. Will hand it off to Milligan. It hits the turf. Milligan will then pick it up, and he will be brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss on the play. Makes it 4th down for Denham Springs as the clock ticks with under 43 seconds left here in the 4th.
They went ahead and did us a favor and reset that play clock, and we were going to have to punt it with about 3 seconds left. But if our guys are paying attention, they reset the clock, and we don't have to snap it.
Clock runs with 25 seconds. Play clock, about a second difference.
Now coaches on the sideline have figured out.
Yep, we're just telling them, come on, guys, there's a 1 second difference. I know Coach Beard has probably talked to the referee there on the side, and he said, we're not running the play. So a little bit of frustration there by Coach Beard, but he will be happy to get home being 1-0. But it is a Yellow Jackets win as the clock hits 000. Yellow Jackets win, and you can win by visiting Bank Plus for all of your personal and business financial needs. That is Bank Plus, 822 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs, and that will send us to the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show. Brought to you by Ralph Seller Chevrolet, just over the Amite River in Baton Rouge. Ralph Seller Chevrolet is located at 15015 Florida Boulevard and is open for your automotive needs. Ready to serve you at a Chevrolet location familiar to you for over 40 years. Parts manager at Ralph Seller Chevrolet is Jim McChristian, a proud supporter of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Come visit Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. 34-15 the final here. We are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price, because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bond Rolton Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Rolton Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Rolton Eye Clinic in Denham Springs, with locations in Hammond and Amite.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amite Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground in Denham Springs, the law office of IVL Graham Family Specialists, Brian Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Pony Up Restoration is now open at the Old Dave's Hardware. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
As we welcome you back in to the Ralph Sellers Chevrolet postgame show, it is 34-15 the final here. Yellow Jackets with the win over the Hammond High Tornadoes. Yellow Jackets starting the season 1-0, Mitch. The way this game started out, kind of some tense moments there in that first quarter and a half, as you mentioned, where it was like, how are we going to get this thing going? You go up with the lead at the half, whatever buttons they push there at halftime, kudos to them, because they came out in the second half, looked like a completely different team.
I just think they eventually were able to get enough offensive plays going that they set up a few misdirection plays for later on. You run a few plays early in the game, and you're setting up some things for later. And some of that, even though it didn't work as well early in the game, once you got going on your 4th or 5th drive and Hammond's seen a couple things, they start leaning one way and then you pop them going the other way. All that started working out on the offensive side. Defensively as well, Hammond did move the ball a little bit early on. There was the turnover that gave the ball near midfield, but they still got down in the red zone. We held them out at that point, but then after we moved back to the other side of the 50 and then had a turnover on downs, Hammond went right back down the field and scored a touchdown on that one. But the defense made the necessary adjustments they needed to, did a really good job, especially in the second half. Didn't give up a whole lot, not very many first downs at all to Hammond in the second half. Plus, we forced a couple turnovers, 2 interceptions, Angel Morrow, and then, of course, Jaden Washington also had an interception. So, excellent job by the defense, fixing up what was going on in the first quarter and a half, and then really clamping down after that. And then that momentum got going with the Yellow Jackets, and we just steamrolled them after that.
A couple of things I want to talk about here, too, is, when you go on the season opener and you played – you kind of got behind against Zachary in that scrimmage, as we talked about. You come back and win that 17-14. Last week, the way the game was with the 2 12-minute halves and the jamboree, it just seemed like, we talked about not being able to get those sustained drives. So with here, you kind of saw that spill over a little bit into this first half. Second half, as we mentioned, once they got that rhythm going and you got those sustained drives, you could see the things clicking. And hats off to Coach Ryan Fournier, how creative he is able to get with this offense right now. Some of the misdirections and double reverses that we saw and the touchdown that was it Seals to Goldman, and Goldman hits
Kerner.
It was Kerner. That's right.
Yep,
Kerner to Goldman and
yep.
hits him and then Goldman hits the twin brother Goldman in the end zone. That one was a lot of fun. So, as you continue to see this evolve, it is game 1, but you got to switch your focus quick because you got the defending Division I non-select state champs coming in. We're going to get to that in a minute. But what do you take from this one that was the bad that you have to work on, and then the good that you were able to come out and get the 34-15 win?
Well, the bad would have been not so much just the very first play. It kind of ended up a fluke play that ended up into an interception at the end of it. But really, we didn't get the sustained drives going until the very, really the second half, because we had a short field after a turnover to get our first touchdown, and then we had a 2-minute drive where we bust a long 50-yard quarterback draw. But it took until the second half to really get like 3 or 4 first downs back to back to back, and then finish it off with some scoring drives. It was great to see that eventually work in our favor. And then, like I said, some of the things that were set up early in the first half, and then we pop them with some misdirection in the second half and found some gaps and some holes and was able to hit some big plays with that. But I hate to say it because we mentioned it before the game, and I only mentioned it before the game because I heard Coach Beard talk about it before the game in an interview with you, and he's mentioned it before that he was trying to get his guys to start quicker and be faster. Just for some reason over the last couple of years, we've got off to slow starts, and then we really get going by the second half. Well, they've been preaching, let's get off to a fast start, and they want to try and get off to a fast start. Well, it didn't happen today. But as you said before, this team has learned to where we're not going to give up after a quarter and a half. And even if you're down 1 or 2 scores, you keep fighting, you keep clawing your way back in it. And then really tonight, our depth, we have more players and more depth, more guys we can run in and out of the football game than Hammond does. And that really wore on them in the first 4-quarter game of a season as a lot of cramps going on out there. Nobody looked to have any real serious injuries, but you can see when they're stretching that leg out, working on it, the trainers are, guys having to come out for a few plays here and there. And we had the advantage as the game went along.
1-0 is the most important part. 34-15, the final here. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we will continue on with the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price, because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs, with locations in Hammond and Amite.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
We'll get back in. Ralph Sellers Chevrolet post-game show, 34-15, the final here. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Darren Frente on-site producer, Chris Ledoux, camera operator, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, pushing all the buttons there, and John Fine, MVP of the night maybe for us. He was the water go-getter. So good job, John. Appreciate that as always, because let me tell you, folks, we got here at 4 o'clock. No, it's about 4:30. It was a scorcher. I almost thought I was going to pass out, but
and on these bleachers, it's even
hotter.
You get aluminum bleachers.
The sun was right.
Everybody at home listening, they know when you sit on aluminum bleachers, whether it's baseball in the summer or football, JV football games, or high school football games. JV starts at 6, so you get those hot bleachers and they're right in your face, and it's warm.
A couple of shout-outs I want to give to the legend, Coach Butch Wax, for the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Another Denham Springs Hall of Famer, Mr. Robert Graves, visiting with John Fine at the half. certainly appreciate them. Appreciate Mr. Robert Graves of the updates throughout the year and throughout the games as we're in game. Miss Christine Pappas watching in Houston, Texas. We have Coach Beard's family who are text here tonight watching in Birmingham. We got Coach Kyle Caskey, former offensive coordinator for the Yellow Jackets. He was watching back in Baton Rouge. So we appreciate all of y'all that join us. As always, just ask that you give the like and subscribe button hit for us when you do. And the best part about what we do here at DS Jack Division, Mitch, when the game is over, let's say you're at the game and you were sitting here amongst us, you can go home and watch it afterwards. You can get up Saturday morning and pull up the game and watch it in its entirety. We do that just for you at DS Jack Division.
I think the best route is your 3 or 4 favorite plays, and you go home and you watch those at night on Friday night, get you a good night's rest, get up Saturday morning, and then just watch from start to finish all the way through. So that's the way to do it.
All right, Mitch, we did see a little something here tonight that kind of caught me off guard when there was a switch in the kickoffs from Jonathan Bravo to –
you done called me off guard with that one. I forgot. Yeah, that was. I know you did. Joseph Herrera.
There you go.
That's how off guard it was. I didn't even have him listed down as a backup kicker.
I didn't either
on
so
that one. But really, I know last week Coach Beard made a comment with Bravo. They thought maybe he might kick it in the end zone for a touchback. Wonder if once it gets to the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. And we've done a lot of sky kicks and short kicks, but we don't always want to give possession at the 35 or 40-yard line. And so we tried to kick one deep, and it didn't quite get to the end zone. And really, the touchdown return wasn't on the kick. It was more on the coverage. We didn't quite have the coverage unit guys where they needed to be. But I think they were just looking for a little bit more height maybe on some of the sky kicks. And we brought in Herrera, who looks to be more of a soccer player the way he was kicking the ball. And I think he can try to get the ball higher. And you try to land that between the 25, 30-yard line at the least, but between the 20 and 30, although he kind of mishit a couple and popped them up around the 40. So then we went back to Bravo later on in the game, who actually started kicking them back, I think, a little bit more where we wanted to, around the 25-yard line or so. But throughout the year, if we're always sky kicking and always giving the team 30, 35-yard line when they start their possession, we're at a disadvantage as the year goes along. We won't try and keep them back inside the 30. I always felt when I coach kickoff teams, anytime you keep them inside the 30, you've done a pretty good job. I mean, yes, super if you get them inside the 20, but just pin them at least inside the 30. But some of the kickoffs tonight, they got back out and they catch a short kick because it wasn't kicked real deep, and they get back to the 45-yard line or so, and that's a short field to let the offense work with.
I want to put you on the spot here again, as I like to do. I like to kind of not let him know exactly what's going on, but kind of cut him off their guard. But I was caught off guard too, so that's why I try to pin it on you. But if you could pinpoint one, maybe whether it be a drive or a play, or where do you feel that the momentum really started to change here for the Yellow Jackets in the second half?
Well, we were down 7-0. And we're on defense, and Hammond had a bad snap. And we'd had a good play earlier. Jason Dixon had made a good stop and a good tackle, and then on almost the very next play, Jason Dixon's a backup, and I talked about that depth that the Jackets had. And Debo Scott was out with an injury in the first half, late in the middle of the second quarter at that point, and they had a bad snap, and Dixon was sprinting in the backfield, was able to recover the fumble, and that gave the Yellow Jackets a short field. And we went in and converted, got our first touchdown of the game with that one, and made it 7-6 at that point. And then, as we mentioned, to tack on top of that, we had a 2-minute drive. We got the ball right at about 2 minutes left, and we went 70 yards. Big third down conversion. John Goldman completed the pass to Matthew Duvall. Big third down conversion, and then we hit the quarterback draw for a touchdown right after that. So that third down play was pretty huge too, because we were about to get the ball back to Hammond, who was having pretty good success at that point on the offensive side. It was 7-6. They had the lead, and it was 3rd and 14 or so. Then a good pass completion to Matthew Duvall, got the first down, and then we went on and scored a touchdown after that. So those two key plays there, the third down conversion.
Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus, together with Zelle, makes it easy to send money straight from your smartphone to friends, family, the yard guy, babysitters, or millions of others with access to Zelle. So yeah, pretty much anyone. And of course, they can all send you money too. Settle that dinner tab with Zelle. It's free, fast, and secure. And right in the Bank Plus mobile app. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
Welcome back in. Ralph Sellers Chevrolet post-game show as we wrap it up here from Tornado Alley at Hammond High School. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington. Mitch, most importantly, you're 1-0. There was some good. There was some bad. An ugly here or there, but nonetheless, you're 1-0. And now as you flip the script to next week, it is the defending non-select, Division I non-select, defending state champs, Central Wildcats, the longtime rivals, coming to Yellow Jacket Stadium.
You don't just say Central. You don't have to give all the other stuff. Who cares about last year? But we're playing Central. That's enough. We're playing Central.
We are.
Doesn't matter what they did last year. We just know we got Central coming to town, and so it's going to be a big game. The Yellow Jackets going to be ready at Denham Springs High School at Yellow Jacket Stadium. So nobody's worried about the past. We just focus on this season.
It is, and it is going to be a madhouse at Denham Springs, I believe, next week. It looks like this could be one of those matchups where you don't know what's going to happen. You know, Central lost a lot of players offensively from that team last year. Defensively, they've got some guys coming back. Mitch, not looking like you're agreeing with me on that. So give me your thoughts.
They found a few players. They lost some, but they found a few as well. The transfer portal was well to Central. But hey, look. Transfer portal's been good for Denham Springs High School, too. We're happy with Hayden Ray and Angel Moreau. They're playing pretty well for us as well. So, it happens. And, it's just going to be an exciting game. I know everybody's going to be excited. The players are going to be fired up, ready to go. At the end of the day, it is just a Week 2 game. No titles are given out at the end of that game on Friday, except for, however, the new trophy. Remember, they came out with a new trophy that's going to pass back and forth to the winning team. So
they started that last year, right? That was the first year for it?
I believe last year was the first year. Yep.
They had the 2-year hiatus.
It's the first time we played since we beat them like 100-0 in the playoffs a couple years ago. And so we got them back, and there's a trophy. So it is a trophy game. So
it is a trophy game. Do you think that sometimes too much emphasis is put on these games? And I know as a head coach, especially for Coach Beard, he doesn't want to make it bigger than it is. But for these players in the communities, it is a big deal.
And it makes it fun like that.
Absolutely.
You like to have something that you're looking forward to. You like to have something that you expect to have a big crowd for, and a lot of people are going to be there and going to watch, and you're going to have some people that are there for Denham, some are for Central, and you might have some people in the area that aren't super fans of either team, but just want to come watch a good football game and want to show up. So, the players are excited for that, and they're excited to play in front of big crowds like that. So, I think you do try to play that up a little bit, because if you want to have great team success later on in the year, you got to kind of learn from those experiences early in the year as much as you can. We got to a first-round playoff game last year, but then got beat in the first round. So if we want to go farther than that, we want to use this season in games like this one to try and learn how to handle pressure, how to handle a strong opponent, and then how you're going to react to it, and learn for that later in the year.
All right, so that will do it for us here. Again, 34-15, the final. Yellow Jackets over the Tornadoes. It will be Denham Springs and Central next Friday from Yellow Jacket Stadium, 6 o'clock. It will be the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. As always, it will be to you streaming live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision and Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. That will do it for the Ralph Sellers Chevrolet postgame show, brought to you by Ralph Sellers just over the Amite River in Baton Rouge. It is Ralph Sellers Chevrolet, located at 15015 Florida Boulevard and open for your automotive needs. Ready to serve you at that Chevrolet location familiar to you for over 40 years. Parts manager at Ralph Sellers Chevrolet is Jim McChristian, a proud supporter of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Come visit Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. 34-15, the final for Lamine Figueroa back at the studio for Mitch Covington, Darren Ferrente, Chris Ledoux, and John Fine. I'm Josh Ward saying good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Denham Springs High School football on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. Josh Ward on play-by-play with Mitch Covington on color commentary. Producer Darren Ferrante. DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux. And station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Denham Springs High School football broadcasts are a John Fine